Seder Krupp intro. No Seder Krupp intro today. What's up, everybody? It's time for Roll for It D&D, where we hang out for a little while with Shen, Bentham, Daleric, and Enter Elysium and play a little bit of D&D 5th edition, 4th edition. What edition are we on now? 4th edition, 5th edition. 4th edition was terrible. 4th edition was the worst.
4th edition, 7th edition. That's where we are now.
Yeah, we don't talk about 4th edition. We just pretend like that never happened. It disappeared into the ether. Good old 4th edition, where if you wanted to play an MMO on paper, you could play an MMO on paper. Welcome on back in, everybody. We appear to have lost an Enter Elysium now.
He had pizza again.
Yeah, he had pizza, so he's running out doing the Pizza the Hut thing.
Oh.
In and out. In and out. Well, in the previous episodes, interesting things that happened. They're down inside of a mine right now. There's giant spiders, and they've got like shovel hooky hands. They've agreed to work for said spiders, which I don't know if I trust that. That seems like the sort of thing that could easily go. Spiders don't seem like trustworthy sources of employment.
I'll be honest. Adavi is not trusting these spiders. Adavi is more interested in just like kill them and let's move on. We don't need their help.
I don't
spiders exactly.
They're spiders.
I'm waiting. At some point, Dax is going to pull out that bracelet that he took off the other spider. Be like, oh, you guys remember this? What's it say? Does it say Bob on here? We killed Bob and his whole family.
That shit stayed in the backpack. I noticed like he was all excited about it. He was like, we still got that necklace. We don't know what that does. And then he found out what it does. And he was like, oh, back in the backpack. I hope they can't smell it.
I don't know. Spiders don't tend to have very good loot. So, I mean, like, all we're going to find if we kill them is like dwarven bones or stone, whatever.
You get carapace armor. That's where it comes from.
I don't actually have the necklace. Then you have to work the armor. You have to find somebody that makes the armor and can, we just need to blow stuff up. And listen, this is going to happen. When we blow up the mine, we're going to kill all of them anyways. So,
it's the Ankeg armor. You got to get the Ankeg armor like in Baldur's Gate.
That stuff. It's so good. It's so good.
It is.
Oh my god. What is it? Full plate with 1 point better AC and it's half the weight or something. And it's green. So, you make sure that if you're planning on wearing that, your character's like, eye and hair color matches it well.
Yeah. Get like a nice, either like a blonde hair, like a brown hair. You can go with earthy or you can go with like noble. I feel like if you have like that real nice platinum blonde hair, it gives you more of a nobleman's look with the green and gold. But if you go with like the brown hair, accessorizing with Roll for It, it's more like of an earthy tone. You can camouflage a little bit easier, hide in a bush. I'd give you advantage. You'd be like, yeah, but he's got plate mail on. Yeah, but he's green and he's in a bush. I mean, oh well.
Oh, but you're saying earthy, and I just remembered, can't druids actually wear that armor in that game too because it's non-metal?
I know that in 3.0 in 3rd edition, druids could wear plate if you just took one trait real fast. And it was crazy good. It broke druids if they could wear plate. It was absolutely broken. Mm-hmm. There's a reason why druids were banned from my 3.0 table. Well, if you weren't going to wear plate, if you said you wouldn't wear plate, I'd be like, all right, I trust you. But if you're going to wear plate, druids are pretty hardcore.
If you're playing high-level, druids the ultimate god class anyways, because they had Greater Whirlwind, which if you look at all the 3rd edition spells, 3.5 spells, the most powerful spell is Greater Whirlwind. There's like, you're just like, I own your kingdom now, king. And he's like, no. And you're like, oh yeah? All your people are dead. Now nobody wants your kingdom. Bye. Go to the next realm. Like, oh, did that not work? Oh, I'm just going to, swift concentrate on a second Greater Whirlwind, and I'll definitely own your kingdom now. So it was crazy. But
Enter Elysium's here. He's putting on armor right now. He's donning and doffing. He's donning and doffing at the moment.
I kind of look at the helmet and I'm like, the helmet's for special occasions because I have to take the headset off.
Yeah.
Isn't dying a special occasion?
If that happens, maybe. But I don't have the spider necklace, by the way. That was Avak who took that. So that's with Nasan.
How convenient.
So that's why it didn't get broke out. I was going to say, that was a tricky diplomatic situation. I was wondering why there was no discussion about the necklace whatsoever. And then I thought it was just because people were just being really good at just being like, didn't see anything, didn't do anything. Turns out Nasan had the necklace.
Yeah, I would have dropped it beforehand otherwise because they might be able to smell it. I have no idea what they can do. So I'd have been like, just drop this. This is too serious right now.
Well, you said that they can't really hear, right?
Well, they hear. They have ears. They don't talk. They've got kind of like a whooshing noise as they use their book lungs to like push things through. And so like they have facial expressions with the whooshing noises, and then they use the little, I don't know, they understand each other perfectly fine, like with little hand gestures.
With the whooshing noises.
Yeah, man,
Yes.
we're getting theoretical out here. We're getting theoretical. You whoosh differently if you're happy than if you're sad. Haven't you noticed that about your whooshing?
Whoosh!
I can't whoosh for shit when I'm in a bad mood. I tried. Never works out. But yeah, welcome back to Roll4It D&D, where I'm sure today nothing will go wrong and everything will be perfectly fine. Before we get started, there are ways that you can support the show, and Enter Elysium will talk about that now because he's so eloquent and well-spoken.
Right. So, if you want to support the show, there's many ways of doing it, right? Because you can do the whole Patreon thing. That's the main way of supporting us, right? It means we get to do shows, we get to have cool people's ons, and we can do 2 shows a week. In fact, second show a week, this show, it wouldn't have happened without Patreon. So you've got to thank Patreon for that. If you want to support us over there, there's cool stuff you can get at like the first tier and above. You get access to MP3s if you want to listen to the show. You know, it's mostly spoken anyway. Who wants to look at our ugly mugs? Apparently people do, don't know why. But yeah, you can totally support us on Patreon and get that at 1 tier. The next tier up, you get access to VODs, right? And those VODs, those are pretty good, because then you get to see after show stuff. And that after show stuff, we talk about character progression, storyline stuff, where we screwed up, rules, and lots of going on side tangents. Okay, that's quite a lot of side tangents. A lot of side tangents. But that's apparently the best bit, so yeah. Then above that, there's access to stuff like character sheets and stuff of NPCs and GM type stuff about how, you know, we've planned stuff or maps or whatever. I know that, for instance, I know for Shadowrun, I'm taking pictures of my plot board, which is up there over screen. And when we get to the end of this, like, campaign arc, I'm going to release the plot board. And basically, like, this is how the plot evolved. And that's going to be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to people's feedback on that.
You're going to release it. You're going to let it be free. You're going to shove it out the window, just go, whee, and watch it go down into traffic. Okay.
Pretty much. You know, and then people swerve to avoid it, and they collide with other people, and you kind of have a Kessler syndrome where everyone ends up dead. But also, yes, you can support us by, you can subscribe on the subscribing thing on the Twitch, and if you want to do that, we'll eventually get some more emails. We've got some at the moment, but we're going to get some better ones done. You can also send us bits, and you get bits for watching ads and stuff, and those are awesome. And all of those goes in the little box down there, and that little cup explodes and stuff.
Oh yeah. Sorry to cut in again, but there's actually a promo going on for bits right now. What is it? Once a month, you can get bits at cost. So instead, you normally pay, what is it, like 30% extra?
Wow.
But once a month, you can get bits at cost. So if you've ever been interested in it, now's the time to do it, because that means you pay even less than like giving a tip via what's that money company out there? Shit.
Green Labs tip?
No, the normal one people use for sending money.
PayPal.
PayPal, thank you.
Oh, okay. I was
The
like,
other way
you
of
don't even have
supporting
any-
us is you can support us via PayPal by sending direct tips to us, which is normally one of the better ways, but apparently bits are like cost price, which I guess makes them better. So you can do that too. And of course, all the things like that, apart from the Patreon stuff, goes into that little pot down there, and then different things have different weights for different icons, and they kind of explode, and it's awesome.
Well, there you go. That's how you can support the show. So unless anybody else has anything they want to contribute, I think it's just about time for us to get started. EE has something to contribute. He's raising his finger.
So, you should totally also go check out the Wikia, which needs some work, but it's getting better. The Wiki we've got, if you want to catch up on episodes, you can look at the backstories, you can look at individual characters, you can look at NPCs, and it's got little write-ups on them. It's got some writers and some people. We need to improve it. We're getting there. But if people want to just contribute, throw some extra stuff in, help write a few sentences about like individual NPCs or individual episodes, and we're slowly getting lots and lots of info there, and it'll be fun and useful resource for people coming along. They may have missed an episode, they want to catch up, then be like, what happened in this episode? Or, I don't remember that NPC. What did that NPC do? And they click on there, and they'll be like, oh, right, that NPC was that fella, or whatever. That'd be really helpful.
Okay. Well, we also have a Wikia, and you can check that out. It's being filled out by the fan base right now. The viewership, and I think it's pretty sweet. I've gone there a couple times to look at mostly my characters because I'm selfish like that. But at the same time, it's been pretty sweet so far, and oh my god. Sneeze coming
I
on.
switched
What
my
was
cake
that?
back and forth.
What was that?
It was a sneeze. Sneezes happen, man. Sneezes happen.
Bless you. May the Grey
Thank
Lady
you.
protect.
That's true. Do they do that in other cultures? Like, does anybody know, like, with sneezing, like in other cultures, is there always like a bless you? Or is that like purely like a Anglo
Gesundheit.
thing?
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, because I always say Gesundheit because I'm not Christian, so I always say Gesundheit to people.
Like, if
'Cause
I
I'm
sneeze
try
in
not to ruin
China,
American culture.
what did they say to me? Like, how do they bless me? You know what I mean? Like, how do they make it known that I am
I think
the
they
blessed?
sneer at you because you just spread germs.
Yeah, because like they normally have the face masks on, and it's mostly
What have
pollution.
you done,
though.
you fool? You've doomed us all.
You've killed us all. We're all gonna die. Everybody starts breaking out little white face masks.
Yeah, it's crazy how many people wear face masks the further east you go. It's like, wow, holy crap.
That said, in China, it's mostly because of the air pollution, which is equivalent to smoking like several packs of cigarettes a day or whatever. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I have a few friends that work over in like Beijing and stuff, and they're like, no, like my hotel room has like underground tunnels that go to where I have to work, and I don't leave those tunnels because I like my lungs. I'm like, wow, that sounds rough, but I don't know. I've never been, not yet. One day.
I know downtown LA is meant to be like 2 packs of cigarettes a day when it's smoggy, and that's LA, so.
Oh, wonderful.
All right. Well, if everybody's ready, we'll get started.
Give me a sec. I'm going to hit the recording button this time instead of relying on Twitch VODs because Twitch VODs have been interesting recently. Massive shout out to FGNTG.
Letters!
F. I've never worked his name out. I've read it a million times. It's like
just
there's an F and a G and a T. And
it's like someone on Countdown and went, I want a consonant carol. I want a consonant carol. I want a consonant
carol. We're gonna pull what's it called? Episode 7 here, right? And we're just calling him Fidget, right?
He's Fidget.
FGT Fidget. Your name's Fidget from now on.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you. Like F Fidget just recorded took the VOD down, and I was like, oh, we can't get the VOD, and he was like, I've got a copy. And so I stole the copy, and we actually managed to upload Shadowrun episode 9, which has been corrupted or something by Twitch, and they haven't got back to me. I'm very disappointed. But we did manage to finally get it up on the YouTube channel, so thank you very much. That is a lifesaver right there, because I really enjoyed the episode.
Cool. So the party, you find yourselves, after the last episode, walking down a corridor being led by a small spider thing. Spider thing. It's leading you through the...
Are these guys as weak as the ones that we fought on the surface?
Yeah, I would assume so.
So we get to
this
slaughter
is a
them all.
baby version too. Yeah. I think that Shen has been a firm proponent of killing all the spiders. He was talking about it before this episode too. He was like, I still think we should just kill them all. I don't like spiders at all. And I was like, I can understand that reaction because spiders do suck. My garage is currently taken over by black widows, so I just don't go out there. I just don't. I just leave it the way that it is.
Wait,
Scarlett Johansson's
Black Widows?
I do not miss the Black Widows in the Bay Area. Holy shit.
Jesus
they were everywhere.
Christ.
They were everywhere.
I've got one named Bucket. It's a big-ass Black Widow, like that big, and it lives in a bucket in my garage, and I just don't go out there. There's like 5 more underneath my car, too.
When you live in the UK, it's just so weird to hear about the wildlife of other countries, because it's like, wow, we're just the safest place. We've got like 3 kinds of snake, and they never do anything. I've never seen a snake.
New England.
Like, it just in the wild.
I had a snake fall on me.
Okay. Like, were you
from a tree, or
I was on holiday
hitting
in France,
on it?
Right?
And it was just like, ah.
No.
I was
all over your shoulder.
Being British though, he apologized to the snake and then he lifted it back up to the tree from which it fell.
I was on holiday with my family in France.
A good snake.
And I was lying down on the sofa.
There's the thing then.
And I was like reading a book or something, and then something went bloop, fell on my chest, and I was like, what the hell? And it slithered off and went under the sofa, and I was like, that was a snake. And like it full on fell on me. It didn't like just brush me. I was like, and I went outside and I was like,
go anywhere.
Yeah. I went outside to my family.
We go across to like the nearest country and immediately snakes everywhere. This is why we never leave. We're like,
and this was south of France. So they do actually have venomous snakes down there. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not bit. So I went outside to my family and went, a snake fell on me, and they just turned around and went, are you feeling okay? And I was like, no, a snake fell. Are you feeling it? There's a snake under the sofa. Go look. My dad walked in and looked on the sofa and went, there is a snake there. And I was like, told you. But it just managed to climb up one of the beams, like, because the beams went fairly low. It just slithered up it and got to the top and fell off.
How big do the snakes get? Because there's some big, like, 7-8 foot bastards out here that'll just be laying in the middle of the road because it's warm.
No,
there's some big ass snakes out here.
Maybe like 4 foot.
I think basically
a few kilos.
Basically, you can imagine the UK as being reverse Australia.
Yeah.
We don't have anything dangerous here. It's all super tame. Yeah, we murdered everything. That's what it comes down to.
Listen, I'm telling you, New England, not only are there like almost nothing poisonous around here, there's like 1 breed of poisonous snake. We killed off all the big predators, so you don't have to worry about those. The weather is amazing. So yeah, we actually get sunshine, unlike the UK.
I feel like you're lying there.
No.
I went to New England.
No earthquakes, no tornadoes, no tsunamis, no any big major weather things. We're like, there goes my house and my life.
It was
That's
10
why they named it New
degrees
England.
with 35-mile-an-hour winds the 4 days that I was there.
Winter happens, sure.
It was
and so
freezing.
For 2 months, it might be cold, sure. But then when those
cold
2 months
is an understatement. It's called don't go outside. It was so cold that you go outside and you could feel your eyelids freezing. It was like, holy shit.
It's not Russia or northern Canada. It's fine. I lived in Maine for a while. It's fine. But you know what? Nothing's going to come out and just murder you. You're not going to have like a bear that's like, I'm hungry right now.
Wait,
or a black
you live in
widow?
America. Surely, like, other people will come out and murder you. You've got guns, right?
We fill in for the animals. It's true.
I live in New England. I mean, sure, Providence is disgusting, but other than that one city,
So D&D. I think we're supposed to be playing D&D today. You guys are walking down a corridor, and in the last episode, you were attempting to find your way to the armory.
Did they have gun control in D&D?
Apparently not, because the dwarves seem to have all kinds of guns. They got guns just lined up along walls, ready to shoot anything.
I didn't even have like a background check or like an hour waiting period before I got to handle dynamite. That's true.
Yeah,
I just got given a pistol by a dwarf I just met, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's kind of racial because they gave the dwarf a pistol and they didn't give anybody else a pistol.
It's like
one of those it's one of those, if you're a dwarf, you pass the background check and everybody else needs to be looked into.
Admittedly, I was drunk when I applied, so...
You were shit-faced, and technically that is against the law. You can't buy a gun when you're drunk. It's one of the few checks and balances. It's one of the few. But after an hour or two of walking down some corridors, after the last episode, you had just actually gotten rid of several dwarf spirits, which was kind of outlandish. You had noticed that Ollie, both Ollie and Mormond had a very strange reaction to that situation. It was a thing that was apparently not good to dwarves. But after recovering yourself from that situation and kind of regrouping, you continue along your path. And as you weave your way through caverns and kind of cuts and everything else underneath the ground, following this strange little clicking spider, which occasionally walks up to the walls and taps around and seems to be testing soil and like transferring it to its mandibles and then continuing to move, Ollie looks at all of you and says, "We should be there soon. When we get to the armory."
These things give me the creeps, man.
They're mostly harmless, as long as you will. He looks at Dax, as long as you don't mess up the ritual.
Again, it's one of those things where as we're getting closer, Gray seems to be growing happier again. Like he seems to be driven, not happier, but he seems to be driven with his movement as he walks forward.
Okay. Before too long, you finally come to an area where the corridor begins to widen, and even though there's debris and kind of collapsed tunnel here and there, you see a large metal cage on your right. Ollie speaks up and says, "That's the armory there." He walks over and attempting to open it. It is locked, however. One of my companions had the key, is one of the reasons why I was so keen on checking the bodies back there. Was hoping we would make detours and find it by now, but didn't happen. We can give it a good shove. He kind of throws his shoulder against it lightly and see if maybe we can knock it out of the way that way. Or you've got a few sticks of dynamite left, don't you?
I was about to say, there's no like explosives beyond there, is there?
There are. They're in containers.
What happens if I put the dynamite in the door and...
He shrugs.
I don't like shrugs. When using explosives, shrugs are bad.
Let's try breaking it open just with ourselves first, I think.
Yes, I think that's a good idea. Quick question. What does the lock look like?
It's essentially just like a jail door almost. It's a barred door with kind of crossed hatching with the metal, and then it's just sealed by a big dwarvish padlock.
Do any of the bars look weakened in any area?
They all look like they've taken a little bit of rust and they've taken a little bit of damage. And so the place hasn't been maintained. It hasn't been oiled or anything like that. It looks like it's seen better days, but it's still standing.
Can Dax cast chill metal?
No, just heat metal.
Yeah, I mean, heat would make it malleable, which would actually be beneficial to the metal if we're hitting it. If it was colder, it'd make it more brittle, which would be beneficial to us.
Yeah, it'd also make it expand and stick more in the, like, it wouldn't be... Yeah. It's only, like, I would imagine it only heats it, like, to a couple of 100 degrees. Like, the malleability wouldn't be massive. Like, it's enough to burn someone in it, but not enough to make it, like, super flexible.
Yeah.
We've got Ray of Frost.
I mean, yeah, anything if we could, like, really... Oh, no, Ray of Frost, that's... I have chill touch. Yeah, you have ray of frost. Anything that might make it more brittle, and then we can throw a shoulder against it, like he was suggesting.
I've got a paperclip.
He looks at you.
Yeah, I look at that.
I don't know if it's a paperclip. It's the bit of metal I had last time I was picking locks with an improvised implement. I'm going to call it a paperclip because it was just a random bit of metal.
I could give it a go.
Sure. It can't hurt to try. It's a dwarvish lock, though, so I'm going to keep my expectations under control.
I don't expect it to work. I've only done this once.
He walks north, and you see him actually approach a door to the north. To the east of you is the gate that crosses the entire area going to the armory. And to the north, there's a door that's been affixed to kind of a wooden palisade type deal.
8.
You fiddle with it, and after some scraping and poking, nothing seems to happen.
It's a good lock there. Yep.
I think we just go through the bars. Don't bother with the lock.
Yeah, if you want to, I'll turn to Adavi and say, I can't do the voice today because I lost my voice 2 days ago, so I'm just getting it back. I'll say, Adavi, if you can make the metal cold, I will see what I can about breaking the steel. But before we do that, did Ollie have a hammer, or did he just have a great sword and an axe?
You see over his shoulder a very large, for a dwarf anyways, great hammer.
May I borrow that?
Ollie turns and says,
may I?
Sure. He hesitates for a moment before he gives it to you, but he hands it over. Dwarves and their implements. You know how it goes.
All right, I will take it and proceed.
All right, I'd like to find the weakest spot on all these crosses of metal.
Okay, investigation check.
May I assist with that?
Sure. Very nice. Pretty quickly, you seem to find an area that looks as though someone's already tried to break in. The bars are a little bit bent inwards, and some of the rivets have come loose. They're still affixed, but they rattle very slightly, like when you put your hand on the bars and give it kind of just like a tug.
At the widest?
I would say probably large enough to get like an arm and a forearm through, but not enough to get your full shoulder through. So probably.
What about a Dax
like
shoulder?
Yay by yay. Dax wouldn't be able to fit through.
Oh, they're crossed. Okay.
Yeah. They're not like vertical. They're actually crossed bars.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, then I'm going on that particular spot. I'm going to go all the way from the top all the way down to the bottom, where it connects both to the top of the bottom in the rock or wherever with Ray of Frost.
Sure. Make me 3 attack rolls with Ray of Frost, and we'll just kind of see how this goes. I'm playing this by ear right now.
I'm going to guidance
16,
him.
Oh, come on,
It won't do anything for attacks, but I will guidance him.
Masterfully, actually, you managed to trace the messed up area in the bars, the area that's been damaged, and pretty soon it's all got icicles and a nice kind of 1-inch thick layer of frost over the top of it.
Gray, it's all yours.
What would you like me to roll for this one? Damage with you said Great Maul?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an attack with the Great Maul.
Is this just 2d6?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to attack with my greatsword, and it will just assume bludgeoning instead of slashing.
The first hit.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You take a swing, and it slams into the side. Go ahead and roll me damage, because it doesn't have like armor class or dodge or anything like that. It's a massive, thunderous blow, and throughout the whole of the cavern you hear, what tung, 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 and it just echoes for like 2 to 3 minutes. This was very, very loud. And as it impacts, you hear kind of a rattle, and some of the bars begin to come loose. Give me one more.
Okay, hopefully I don't suck.
Okay, roll me some damage.
There you go.
I'm going to re-roll that.
Okay.
Ugh.
With that, you managed to knock apart 2 or 3 of the areas with the cross-hatching. Somebody could crawl through if they wanted to climb in and go through, or you could continue working on it.
I'll definitely continue working on it.
Okay.
Unless, does it look like it's warming up at all? Should I have a Davi? Okay.
I'm just going to assume at this point you've made the rolls. You continue whacking on it. If you want to roll me 2 more damage rolls, we'll see what happens there.
Just don't break your sword or your maul.
There we go. There's a nice one.
I'm going to re-roll that 1d6.
Okay.
Increases it by 2, so that was 13 and 12.
Before too long, the metal bends and shatters inwards until there's a large enough area that you could squeeze through. Even Adavi thinks he could get through there. being the largest in the group.
Oh, looks good. What do we get? What are we grabbing from the armor here? Is it just the explosives?
Hagen, I'm sorry, not Halsgard. Ollie pushes past you. He says, explosives and, well, frankly, anything else you might need. Feel free to go through the tables over there, and if there's anything you think will be useful for the journey, nobody's coming down here again after this, so if it's of use to you, go ahead.
Dax looks conflicted.
I'm immediately looking for rations of some kind. Booze,
Dax is
snacks.
like, tables of loot, explosives. Tables of loot, like kid in the candy store, like...
Hagen, I'm sorry, I keep calling him Hagen for some reason. Ollie enters the cage and looks like he knows exactly where he's going and just starts moving over to 2 large crates, which are actually not crates so much as they're like steel coffins almost that have been affixed to the floor via kind of, it looks geometrical to all of you. You don't know why, but it looks almost like a gemstone has been cut in the way that it's affixed to the walls. And you notice that it only has like one open face. He begins to fiddle with it and slides one of them open. And when it slides open, you hear him say, "Damn."
What's happened?
It appears as though someone has been here. There's not much left.
Much what?
The explosives. They've been, well, he takes a look and peers at it. Someone looks like they've smashed the locks off. But the gate wasn't open. How would they...
I'm still looking for any, like, holes that
what if that's
Kizrathi might have snuck in through.
Perception checks from everybody, please.
Sure. That's persuasion. There's perception.
If I could persuade to see what's in here, I totally would.
12.
16.
Oh, an awesome 7.
16.
Okay. Adavi, Gray, unfortunately, you're not really having a good day with perception, and so it's dark in here. There's a lot of dust that's been thrown up from you smashing the gate. And unfortunately, you're more concerned right now with just kind of clearing your lungs and getting the dust out of your eyes after having unsettled this place. Davi, as you enter the room, straight across from you on the gate, there's a collection of around 8 tables, and there's everything from ingots of iron to hammers to broken items and implements and weapons. There's a refuse pile. There also appears to be a table full of like armor scraps of some kind. There's a large bowl that looks like it's made out of some kind of, I don't know, fancy wood. It doesn't look normal. It's well carved by dwarvish hands, clearly. To the right of you, there's 2 large troughs that still have the remnants of water inside of them and an anvil. To the left-hand side of the room, as you're walking through, there's a huge pile of coal. And it looks like this area was probably used to mend tools. That more or less, it seems like the armory was used for the storage of weapons, tools, and armor, and also their repair. Dax and Mormond, you notice all the stuff that I just mentioned, but you also notice that the floor is covered in kind of a black gook. Like there's kind of a black ichor all along the floor, and it sticks slightly to your feet. A tarry substance.
I look down on that and say, "Is this stuff here last time you were down here?"
He turns from what he's doing, and there's 3 large casks along the side of him. He taps one with the end of his hammer. It looks like one of the oil barrels has caught a leak. Nobody start a fire.
Noted.
Wait. Your armory, full of explosives, is covered in flammable oil.
Nah, well, it doesn't look like it's lining up properly, is it? You see him stuffing things from the 2 chests into his bag. He's like, I think we've got enough explosives. Although, now that we've got the thing from the Scrabblies, I don't know if we'll need to blow the door open. Still, couldn't hurt to bring the rest. Looks like there's 12 sticks.
I'll help carry them.
He looks at you, and you just see this sour look cross his face. After our little incident with the Scrabblies, I don't think that would be recommended.
Oh, he did well by us at the start of the mine, though.
Sure. But he seems prone to indiscretion. Wouldn't you all agree?
You turned us against our goblin here.
I look my most pleadingly pitiful, yet strong and stern at the same time, and it's very difficult to do because it's kind of 2 conflicting emotions, and I end up giving up and just going over to the tables and looking through the stuff there.
Sure. Give me an investigation check on the tables. Everybody that wants to go through and look at it.
I'm actually going to go to Mormont and be like, because I'm just looking for general equipment, and be like, do you see anything here that might better suit me? Gesturing to my the axe on my, the sword on my back, or the missing weapon that's at my side and whatnot.
Sure.
Deferring to the dwarves' knowledge of weaponry and armor.
Right, I'll keep an eye out then for weapons, but I'm also going to try and look for, seeing as Ollie mentioned that no one's ever coming back down here, I look for any like important dwarven artifacts that shouldn't be lost.
Sure. Adavi, do you point out the bowl to anybody? Wow, Gray killing it right now.
You're talking about the bowl of water that was for the forge?
There's a fairly ornate wooden bowl sitting on one of the tables that you noticed.
Oh, sure. Hey, everyone! Look at this fairly ornate wooden bowl.
There you go. Yay! Actually, the rolls were not amazing here. Adavi, you notice when you walk over to the tables, the refuse pile, there's nothing really in there that interests you. There's a collection of hammers, several war hammers, a maul.
Did you enjoy swinging that hammer, Gray? Because there's plenty more.
Yeah, I would definitely take another hammer if that could fit my one-handed slot like a war hammer.
It will. So you got yourself another hammer right there. And in fact,
I have it back. Woohoo! I'm just happy I have it back.
I'm going to drag you all over.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
What's happening? What? Ah!
There we go.
Okay, one that looks cool. Prepared. But
so
two,
yeah, there's
why
also.
Is there a map?
Is everybody able to see that?
Yep.
Yeah, looks good.
There's also a large collection of like iron ingots over here, or steel ingots of some kind, although they're very heavy, so carrying them would probably be ill-advised. They may have some value to someone. Other than that, the only person that really notices anything is Gray. Gray, you've got eagle eye right now as you're going through with your investigations, and aside from all the things that I've pointed out in the refuse pile, you find a small sack of gold that's been left off to the side. It's got about 35 gold pieces in it. And then on one of the back tables, you find a beautiful, beautiful broken hammer. It's a two-handed war maul, and it is of excelsior quality. It's got gold etching that runs down the sides, ending and terminating at the head. It's got like a golden eagle on both sides. It's a very beautiful weapon, but it's been broken into 3 pieces that are all laying there on the table.
Does it have any dwarven script on it? Because I do read that.
It does. It has several bits of golden script, and it appears to be a family name.
What's the name? Do you know?
Highguard.
Highguard. Okay, I don't care about gold, and there's no church nearby for me to immediately donate it to, so I'm going to leave the gold there, pretend like I didn't see it. But I'm going to bring the broken hammer over to Mormont and say, does this bear any meaning to you?
I'll look at the name.
You don't recognize the name. It might be one of the smaller families or something like that, but you don't recognize the name.
I'll call Ollie over to look at it.
Yeah, that belonged to one of my miners. Let me dig up a name real fast. I've got it on a piece of paper over here.
It's Bob. It's got to be Bob.
It's definitely Bob.
He's branched out from drugs to dealing in like artifacts and stuff in D&D.
Oh yeah, that Bob.
That belonged to Dunbar. He says Dunbar was one of the first to go down in the mines. When he disappeared, he brought this beautiful piece with him back from the mainland, and it's all we found. We never found him. He just disappeared like he quit and left the job. Hammer was broken in 3 pieces on the ground. We brought it back over here so that, the armor could fix it, but you know that there's some sadness in his voice when he says the armor, but unfortunately never got around to it.
I'm loving Shen right now.
While this conversation's going on, I'm just fixing the hammer. Don't mind
Thank
me.
you.
Well, I'm looking at it saying, what could have broken a hammer like this? Seems so well made.
Not sure, but given the size of the creature we saw down here just a moment ago when we were in the carts, my thought is that whatever they hit it with, it did its work. Apparently had some sort of magic imbued inside of it. He sees you casting the mending spell, and Shen, as you try to cast the mending spell, it's almost as if the hammer rejects it, as if it's warded in some way. Like, you go to fix it, and it's like the magic collects around it in the way that it normally does, but then it shakes slightly and tremors, and then fires back outwards with kind of...
Detect magic. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Lay it on me.
I go look for the source of the leaking oil.
Sure.
The particular barrel.
You begin to close your eyes and you cast the detect magic spell, and as you open them, you note that there's a slight shimmer underneath everything or over everything around you. Not so much as to indicate magic, but as kind of a backdrop for magic to appear. And as you look at the hammer, it definitely has a glow. The glow seems to be collected mostly around the haft, where the hands would connect with it. Normally, when you try to detect magic on things, people tend to look at the blade, or they tend to look at the head of the weapon, because that's where you would put enchantments that increase its striking capability or its cutting capability. But as you look at it, the handle is the part that glows more than anything else. But you see small wisps of magic trying to jump in between the pieces, and they just can't connect. And so you get the feeling that if you could find someone skilled enough to repair it, it's definitely possible that it'll be a useful implement.
Guys, is it like the two north poles? Is it like the two north poles of a magnet trying to meet up and you just can't get them to stick together?
Yep, pretty much.
So you need the smith and the mage to repair it, kind of a thing. Okay, gotcha.
You throw it, and it'll come back to you. It's Thor's hammer. That's what it does.
No, he said two north ends, not a north and a south. You throw it, and it'll go further.
It'll go all the way around the world, then you catch it on the way back.
It just wants to get away from you. That's all that it wants.
Yeah. This might take more work than we have time at the moment. Perhaps you should keep it safe for now.
Yeah, I'd show it to Halsgard when we get back up to the surface. I don't think he ever had a chance to take a look at it. He's the only skilled dwarf I know left. And then, aside from that, we got distracted, but your investigation check also yields that there's a beautiful set of armor that's been quite torn up in the corner as well. It shares the same high guard mark, and at the same time, it looks as though it's been penetrated by some kind of large spike, probably about as thick as a fist through the chest. Its protective capabilities right now will not be great. Like, wearing it would be basically the same as wearing like a breastplate or whatever, because it's got a massive hole in it. It looks like some of the strapping would need to be refitted. But if you could find someone to work on it, chances are it might be worth keeping. It is not magical, however. During your detect magic skill, as you're looking at it, it does not appear as though it has any enchantment or magic upon it.
Is there anything else in the room that does?
No.
You can just...
What about the
Everything
bowl?
else appears to be mundane, except for the anvil. Weirdly enough, the top surface of the anvil radiates very slightly. You don't know if that's because the anvil is magical, or if magical items have been worked there in the past and it's just like residuals that's left over. But there is a slight glow to the anvil.
Can he detect what school of magic that is?
I would assume it would be enchanting for most implements.
Well, so transmutation?
Yeah, transmutation would work.
Gotcha. Do
they not have enchanters anymore in D&D?
Yeah, enchanters I think it's a class.
Well, enchanting is like I'm going to cast charm person or suggestion or stuff like that. But so anyways, as much as I love the hammer and I love the armor and I would love to keep it for myself because I'm a PC, it's dwarven make and probably meant for dwarves. So I will say to Mormons, be like, I can't do the voice, damn it. If you wish, I can carry these till we resurface, and then you may have them if you'd like.
Looking at it, does it look like I could just carry it myself, or is it a bit much?
You could carry it yourself. Too much more of a burden would make you encumbered, though, and make you have like half move and all that kind of stuff.
You can break it up. You take the armor, I take the hammer. That way, at least
I say,
if one of us dies, something gets out.
I should at least take some of it for myself if you think it's best for me. Is it like too small for Gray looking at it, or does it look like he could fit it too?
It could be refit with extra plates and whatnot to fit a human, but it's definitely made for a dwarf. Ollie sees you both eyeing it, and he says, I know this somewhat goes against tradition, but, well, I would rather see it worn on someone's body than buried in a mine somewhere, so, like I said, feel free to take it. Traditionally, this would be looked down on, but, I don't know. Strange times, strange island.
I think the important question here that no one's asking is there any food?
Meanwhile,
there is no food.
As you say that, I'm pouring some water into a bowl and going.
You see Dax sitting on a table holding a very large wooden bowl of the size that you would probably put like in the center of a table if you wanted to do a nice fruit display. It's a beautiful wooden carved dwarvish bowl, and he's just drinking out of the side of it right now.
What are you doing, Dax? That's work of art there.
Put the bowl down, and
was it just like a wooden thing, or was it like a fancy thing?
It's pretty fancy. You could probably sell it.
I put the bowl down, and I like pinch myself, and I go like. That's something different.
He's like itching his
magical.
butt.
I feel
it's not magical. The only thing magical over there is you.
Oh. Well, that was a waste of time. I chucked the bowl over my shoulder.
Does anybody want to try and catch it?
If it goes in my direction, yeah, I'll try and stop it just like smashing on something.
All right, make me
it probably has dwarven script on it.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it was fancy. All I got told is, oh, there's an interesting bowl over there. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Acrobatics
hurts,
check to catch it. Not bad.
Oh, 21.
You swoop down and just tink. You catch it like in one hand perfectly with the top side up and the bottom side down.
Is it
you catch it like perfectly. There's not. It flipped out when you threw it.
I go back over to the table and put it back on.
So what can you tell us about this bowl that's so important, or are we just going to leave it here?
Just a craft. All the dwarves here had other jobs, other things that they like to do in their free time. I assume someone brought it down here for some reason and then didn't take it with them because they figured they'd be coming back and then didn't. I've no idea. There were a few among my number that practiced woodworking here and there, although most were like your dear friend Mormon over there where they focused on the stone. It's quite a bowl. He picks it up and looks at it, and as he turns it around in the light, from the light spell that I assume that you have up because you always have light spells up, you can see that it's actually got faces carved into the side of it of dwarves. Very almost photorealistic. I know that's a little meta.
I didn't notice those. Sorry.
If nothing else, it might be worth something. Or, nice decorative piece. He shrugs, sits it back down on the table.
Fencible.
You said someone had been in here already, and they made off with the explosives, but the lock wasn't forced at all?
No. We should have a look around, though. Investigations check from everybody.
This time I'm going to be smart enough to cast guidance.
Okay.
I want to go look at, like, the barrel that's leaking and work out. I want to look at whether it's just a natural leak or whether maybe someone's poked a hole in the barrel on purpose or something, and I get a 21, so...
I got 25 and a 21. We're crushing it.
I want to keep looking through everything there for anything that is A, goblin-sized, B, a gunpowder weapon, or C, maybe some explosives that possibly Ollie missed while everyone else is busy.
Okay. So starting with Mormond, you go over to these large casks. They're taller than you are, and it appears to be the general oil supply for the entire work area.
Jesus.
Wow. It appears to be the oil supply for the entire work area. Whether or not this is used for oiling tools and making sure that things stay well maintained, or otherwise you're not entirely sure. But the cask that's at the center is the one that's currently leaking. It looks as though whatever the sealant is that they used along the bottom curve to connect it with like the barrel part and like the circly thing at the front, it looks like it's come loose and it's been dripping oil for some time, although it's begun to coagulate right there as it meets with the air. And it looks like the flow has stopped over time. Like whatever is remaining on the floor is kind of a collection over time that...
So it doesn't look like it's been tampered with?
No.
But it has a circly thing.
I look a little relieved.
Was there anything else you wanted to do, Mormon? Or was that the only thing you wanted to look at?
Well, I'll also be keeping an eye out for any, like before, any signs of holes in the walls or the ceiling or the floor that Kizrathi might have come through.
Sure.
Try and explain this.
Gray, you start shifting around the coal pile with your foot, and you notice that the earth dips downwards as you're starting to shift it to the side. The coal looks like it's concealing something, and as you start to rustle away some of the coal, you will note that there is a strong dip into the ground, but it just ends. It looks as though someone tunneled in and then refilled the area, essentially, and repacked it. As you run your finger across it, it's red and oily.
I'll call Ollie over. Ollie, here a moment.
He comes over.
You said that the those spider creatures are great burrowers. Does this look like something they would do? And then I show him what I found.
He shakes his head. No, they leave. He starts looking around. Well, there's none in here, but they leave. He takes a knife and he kind of chips at the wall real fast with it. He says, "You can always tell where they've been digging because their claws leave very distinctive marks. This is the work of..." You see, he pushes his foot into it, and you hear kind of a sickening squelch as the wet soil pushes, and around the bottom of his boot comes out kind of a dark black blood-like substance.
Yeah.
This is how the Kisrathi, you called them, reinforce their holes when they fill them back in or when they build walls. We should probably be on our way soon. Who else did good? Dax. You're
so gross.
What did you specifically want to look for?
Anything goblin-sized, any gunpowder weapons or explosives that may have been missed, and also, now I come to think of it, any of those surveillance runes that might be on the inside of this area.
Sure. You search the entire room along with everybody else and don't find any of the surveillance runes, so that's a good sign. Aside from that, there are no explosives left inside of the box. There is quite a bit of dust if you want that, but I don't think that makes for interesting loot. But as you're turning away from the boxes, you notice on the wall, there's like a snail trail running upwards. And as you look up, we're going to begin combat.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking, like, how did they fill in the hole from the inside of the... How did they get out? No, some must still be in here. Crap.
Roll for surprise.
As you look up...
We're all roll investigate, not perception, so...
As you look upwards, you are the only person to see a large jelly detaching from the ceiling with a stick noise. It drops to the floor into the center of all of you.
Oh.
All right. And so, Dax, roll me initiative for the first one. Everybody roll initiative, but it's going to get a surprise pass because, you know, it ambushed you, unfortunately.
Okay. 22. I didn't have my character selected, but...
Okay. Everybody should have access to the tracker, so if you just want to add yourselves.
Oh, I'm so dumb. I didn't
22.
do that. I will definitely keep my first roll of a 9 over my damn 4. Holy crap.
Let me
entertain
clear the
you.
list. And then I will re-add all of you. And you guys are free to edit in your initiatives.
There we go. Oh, need combat music.
You can do it. You don't need assistance there, EE. I believe.
It's on, don't worry.
Alright. That's a 9 for Ollie. And everybody is on the tracker, correct? Let me go ahead and sort it descending, and we'll get started. Dax, what do you want to do?
I see the giant blob thing. And do I know anything about these? Like, do I know what a blobby thing is, or...
Communicate with
nature
animals.
Check, please. Nature check.
Nature check.
Just say hello.
Is it nature or arcana? Is it aberration or...
No, I think it still counts as a creature. I'll Google it real fast to make sure, though.
Okay.
I think it's an ooze, depending on what it is that you're doing.
Yeah, but I don't know if ooze is a creature or if it counts as arcana.
Ooze is a type.
Okay.
Ooze is just its own creature type.
okay.
I'll let you make a nature check, though.
Sure. I mean, they're actually the same for me, but...
I miss living spells.
15.
Those are some scary oozes.
Not bad. With a 15, you've heard about these things before. Whispered words in the corners of taverns from people who have gone too far into crypts, or from people who have been doing like random maintenance works on areas beneath the ground. This is a jelly. You don't know exactly what it does with that roll, but you've heard about these things, and you know that they're trouble.
What color is this one? Is it blue or black?
It's kind of a gray-blue color almost.
Gray-blue, okay. Now, I will just say quickly out of character, the one thing I would do to this if I wasn't in the armory is I'd get the stick of dynamite and I'd stick it in. and it would go. But armory.
It's almost as if the GM knew that was the first thing you would probably try to do.
The GM's very wise. This is a good GM. So instead, I'm gonna immediately shout, guys, did anyone order dessert? And I'm going to... Do I know how tough oozes are, roughly? Like, does Dax know, are they easy or really tough?
You know that people are afraid of them. You don't know whether it's justified or not, but you know when people talk about these things, that they mostly talk about running the hell away and getting out of there as fast as possible to call the town guard, or whoever it is that deals with something that showed up in the sewer like this,
okay.
Or, in the crypt like this.
Can I see anything inside of it?
Perception check.
Will this be my turn as a perception check, or is it just a perception check?
I'll give you a freebie.
Okay.
Freebies.
I mean, you're all probably going to die here anyway, so...
I always wanted to die in an underground spider lair to a jelly.
6.
Unfortunately, the creature, mixed with the light, the texture along the outside of it seems to reflect light back out. It's very shiny, almost like Jell-O, where you're having trouble seeing inside of it because the reflection of the light spell you're maintaining is coming off the side that you're looking at. You got glare.
That's fine. Okay, I've got a cunning plan. I'm going to move, and I'm going to pick up 1 ingot. Is this gold or iron, by the way?
It looks like steel or iron.
Steel iron. Okay, cool. I'll pick up 1 ingot. I'm going to cast light on the ingot. Mm-hmm. That's an action to cast light. And now I'm going to use the rest of my move to back up. And then I'm going to get over here, and I'm going to use my bonus action to stealth.
Okay.
And that is my go. All right, stealth.
All right. On its turn, because it's got its surprise pass.
8. I'm holding the ingot that's bright light.
It's a barely motorized instinct, and so it's just going to go for whatever's nearest. And right now, that is a Davi. And so it forms one side of itself into a tendril and lashes out at you. Let me make sure I'm not messing up his attack in any way.
I was literally standing there, and I moved because I was like, oh, I found the hammer. I should move my mini. Whoops. Sorry, Davi.
And I moved down
he
to
rolls
the
an 8. Davi, you swing out of the way when you see this happening, although do surprise characters get it? They do. They've got to get an AC check. That's the way it works.
Oh, yeah, they get normal AC.
Yeah.
Like, it's assumed that at the very last moment, they, like, see the attack coming, like, as it's literally
or that your armor just stops it. Like, it's your armor class, so even if you're like, whoop, and you get hit, your armor stops it.
Unless
it's a surprise attack.
Yeah. You see it coming at the last second, and you duck low, and the tendril whisks past you. That brings us all the way back around the horn to Dax, and then we're proceeding with combat normally.
Okay. How big is the ooze? Like, is it 10 by 10
It's
foot?
a 5 by... Yeah, it's a 10 by 10.
Okay. So, I don't want to really do any damage. I just need to get close enough that I think I could lob the ingot that would go into the ooze. Like, do I need to get closer for that? I don't know how heavy the ingot is compared to how easy it'd be.
No, you can throw it.
Cool.
Just make a normal ranged weapon attack.
Could I get, like, right up next to it to get a higher chance of hitting?
Yeah, I give you advantage if you wanted to get up closer.
Sure. I will get into combat range then. No, not combat range, because then I get disadvantage on ranged attacks. I get right up next to it, as close as I can without combat range, and then I make an attack. Would it be a strength attack?
It would be... Yeah, it would be a strength ranged attack, because...
Okay, with advantage.
Yeah, you're chucking it.
That would be a 15.
That's a hit. So roll me a d4 for damage real fast.
Sure. Is this with my strength bonus added, which is a -1?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
1d4 -1. That is 0 damage. But the ingot goes... bloop.
Yeah, you throw the ingot, and it just kind of sticks to the side of it and continues shining. It doesn't, like, penetrate or go in. It's just spat. It's like throwing toast with butter on it against the wall.
I am perfectly happy with that result. And now I'm going to run away again. And I'm going to use my bonus action to stealth.
Okay. Davi, what do you want to do?
Well, now that this thing has a piece of metal sticking on it, I'm going to use Shocking Grasp.
Okay.
Nice.
I think I have to roll twice. Does it roll advantage for me? It does roll advantage for me. All right, perfect. There you go. 24 attack for 3 damage.
You reach out and you shock the slime. You just shove your hand onto the top of it. It feels gross. Like, as you put your hand on the top of it, you're pretty sure you had a dessert one time that had kind of the same texture. But for whatever reason, just the weird kind of clammy pallor of this thing grosses you out, and you unleash lightning into it. As you do, it starts to bubble and warp and splits into 2 slimes.
Oh, come on.
Oh, no.
It was a damn black pudding. I was afraid it was a black pudding.
But they're smaller now. They're smaller now.
That
Life reaction
mean
say
anything.
something really, really important.
If your character would know that very, very important thing.
Yeah, it's not anything about the users. I go, is lightning a good idea in here?
That is true. But your attack roll was so on point that it's above a 20. I'm going to assume that you don't set the room on fire with that. You lucked out, though. You lucked out.
That's Mormon's job. He'll set us on fire.
That brings us back to the slimes, which now there's
God.
2 of them.
Yes.
Which
They
one's he
both
got?
have full stats. Oh,
That one
God.
moves to there. I'm not going to have them like flank or anything like that because they're idiot. They're like jellyfish. They just go after whatever's closest. And then we've got 2 attacks to resolve. Luckily, their attack is not that great. So chances are they're probably not going to hit anybody. With an 18, Adavi, is that enough to
That's a
hit
hit.
you?
Yep.
Okay, so with an 18, unfortunately, I have bad news. You take 16 damage. As
Ow.
it contacts with you, first you get the concussion, just swap, which whips your neck to the side. But then you realize it's left something on your face, an ichor, and it immediately starts to hiss and burn. Just and you grab up with your hand real fast, and as you pull it back, your hand is covered in your own flesh and blood, which is now kind of burning out of your face. You cry out from it. That brings us around to Ollie.
Burned face buddies.
Ollie turns around and hears Adavi's cry and races over to this side, and he's going to make a melee attack with his hammer against this one. Hold on. Do I have... Okay, I wanted to make sure I had everything annotated properly. He is going to roll 1d20 plus... Nope, not dash. He critically fails. He swings his hammer.
Classic Ollie.
And as it slams into the side of the slime...
Wait. Hold on. Doesn't he have advantage because I'm on the other side?
He does. Let's roll again. Good call.
That was a good call. Thank you.
Classic
He
Ollie.
rolls a 10,
Classic
but it
Ollie.
does
No.
negate. It does negate the critical fail. He swings, and the creature surprisingly quickly seems to sense maybe the motion of the air or something like that. Or no, wait, with a 10, that's a hit. Never mind. I forgot their armor class is so terrible. It's a jelly. They have horrible armor class. His hammer slams into it, and so let's see what kind of damage he does. And then I need to check and see if this has resistance versus bludgeoning. Let's see here. He's resistant to... Okay. All right. That's cool. Yep. All right. Sure. Technically, he's immune to lightning, but I'm going to let that last one stand because I didn't see it on his character sheet. So he's good right now. The hammer comes down on top of the slime, dealing 8 damage. And so let me do a little bit of a subtraction here. Of course, it has to be an odd number. And as the hammer comes down on top of the jelly, nothing happens. Good. Okay, sweet. 6 damage dealt, and that's gonna, or 8 damage dealt, and that's gonna be his turn. That brings us around to Gray. What do you want to do?
Okay, I'm first going to move myself around to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so I can be flanking this one with him. I'm going to attack with my greatsword.
This square right here when you started?
I was on
Yes.
that one exactly, yes, and then I moved diagonals.
So you get an attack of opportunity from the slime at the bottom.
That's perfectly fine.
Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and roll that real fast. It was surprisingly difficult to find jellies that don't melt your armor and break your weapons every time they hit you. Like, it was surprisingly difficult, and I didn't want to be that cruel of a GM. I didn't want to be that mean, where it's like, no, all my armor and weapons are gone, and we're naked in a tunnel.
If you broke my armor, I just would put on the armor with a huge hole in the chest, and I would
That's
like
true.
put
Yeah,
a piece
we're in
of
an
paper
armory.
in front of it.
Just
This
fill
is
it
not
full of
broken.
replacements.
Yeah.
With a 16, is
it's a
that enough
miss.
to hit on you, sir?
No,
That's a miss.
no.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
so
you can hit it on me whenever you'd like, but that's a miss.
I saved that for the after show. He swings at your legs, but you leap fancifully out of the way and up and over the table as you get around to a flanking side. What do you want to do?
I'm going to attack with my greatsword. I have advantage, so I'm going to do that.
Okay, go for it. That's a hit. Roll me some
17
damage.
is hit. Awesome. Damage for that is sad. I'm going to re-roll all of that.
Okay.
I'll
Much
definitely
better.
take the 13.
You slash downwards at the slime as hard as you can, and you cut it in half. There are now two. There's another one.
My character doesn't know these things, so I'm being ignorant.
And so now he's got 52, so I got to do all kinds of weird math. And
which one has
While you're doing that math?
52 is a lot.
I'm going to remind Mormont here that don't you have a bracelet that gives you +1 to life because you're a dwarf inside of a cave or something like that?
Plus
you have
one
a
to all
+1
actions.
to everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So just a reminder, because I don't think you were applying that, or at least chat caught it. You weren't applying it to your prior rolls.
I forgot I got that at the end of last episode.
Yeah. I can tell you there was a warning on Roll20 for the settings area of your character sheet. There's like a global modifier thing. It has not been working. That's an issue I had with Maggie's character over on the Wednesday show. So so don't use that. Just add it like with your brain piece for now until we can figure it out.
All right.
Is there anything else you wanted to do, Gray? Or are we passing this thing to Mormon?
Passing to Mormon so he can kick some ass.
Mormon, do your thing.
Okay, so I turn around and see all this. Do I know anything more about Jelly's being a dwarf?
Nature slot or a nature check, please.
Okay. Oh, rolled up a 16 to a 3, got a 4.
You are drawing a massive blank right now. In the heat of the moment, seeing your friends getting attacked, seeing your mage almost get melted in one hit, your mind is blank.
You think you had them for dinner one time?
They look like they'd be delicious on toast.
I will just run in then. Where should I go to? I'm just gonna straight in the middle of it and just go for this one to the side of me.
Okay.
Great sword appears in my hands, and I go for a swing.
All right.
Do I get a +1 to this, and just like everything else then?
Yep. I would just add it to your sheet from now on. As long as you're underground, just remember to take it off when you're not underground.
Or just add it in post, because
well,
you might forget it on your sheet.
Yeah, I'll just add it now. So the 8 becomes 9, and that's not enough.
You know you have advantage because it's surrounded.
It is surrounded.
Oh, so even if I'm not part of the surrounding, it still counts?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if you got enemies on 3 sides of you, you should get advantage.
I thought I may only apply to the people
Roll me
doing
some
the
damage.
surrounding. There we go.
Good swing.
And I can reroll one of those.
Okay.
And it goes lower, so now it's 7 damage.
Okay.
Would you reroll
so you
that
swing
now?
at the slime, and as you lop off a chunk of it, it flips over by Ollie, and it splits again. So in total, that came out to 7 damage?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Now they have surrounding on you.
Dax, what do you want to do?
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Okay, which one has the ingot in it? Is it the bigger one that started off with the ingot, or is it one of the small ones now?
It's
Can we get a marker?
It's the one that's in between. I'll put the light ingot on this one, so I'll give him an aura, and it'll be like it'll be this one right here. There you go. That didn't help. That didn't help at all.
I can't see anything.
Yeah, you have to go to if you do an
effects.
aura, go to advanced and make sure you press can see.
Okay.
Did I roll with the wrong sword? I rolled with the wrong bloody sword.
And then
I can't see anything.
Yeah, not yet.
is it working now?
No.
Nope.
Okay, 1 second. There it is. I didn't see the aura thing. There we go.
Oh,
Yay!
okay. Is that the bigger one?
They're all roughly the same size because they split in half every time you guys have
Okay.
been hitting them.
Cool. Has the ingot sunk in now that it's been moving around and stuff a little bit?
It's sunk in by a good couple inches. It's still kind of sticking out like a corn in a turd, but it's like halfway in.
That's fine. Provided
Wow.
it's in, I'm going to start using heat metal. And I'm going to
Okay.
heat the ingot.
Industry.
All right.
I will drop that. Immediately, that ingot looks like it's going to touch the ground, though. Like, if it starts moving down, I'll be like, nope. But it's a sustain, so...
Okay.
Heat metal. Any creature in contact takes 8 fire damage when you cast it on a subsequent turn using a bonus action. If the creature in contact with the object and takes damage, it must succeed on a DC 14 con save or drop the object, which it can't. If it cannot drop the object, it suffers disadvantage on the attacks and ability checks until your next turn.
Okay. Let me see here.
Don't even roll your save. It's okay. It's okay.
It doesn't have a save.
It's like it's gonna go. It's not gonna go. Yeah, you can't go.
It might spit it out. I think it gets a save.
Like a bursting boil on its face. You know what I mean?
Well,
it
it's
just kind of
like
spits it out.
It's got an AC, so clearly it can adapt to situations and like try to dodge.
Yeah,
and
but
move
its
and
AC
stuff like
is
that.
so low. It's the failure AC. It's what, AC 8?
I don't know.
Yeah,
he
gets
that's the
con
AC
save. I'm
of
the
someone who
DM.
isn't dodging. That's the AC of someone who is laying down and not dodging.
I'm the DM, and I say he gets a chance to spit it out.
Disadvantage?
Ha-ha!
Please, disadvantage?
The metal warms up for a second, but you see the jelly go, and it just like pops out of the side, and it goes dink, 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 dink on the ground.
And lands on the oil.
It does. It does. Nothing's happened yet.
Well, that was a waste of a second level spell. I have to drop it. I drop it immediately.
All right. Anything else you want to do?
Can I have a bonus action to think about what I know about oozes and wonder, or maybe draw correlations between what attacks have been done and why they're splitting?
Investigation check, sure.
Oh, that's intimidation. Whoopsie. Investigation. Nope.
You are really upset about this spell. It cost you a pretty good chunk of your energy, and you just feel like this anger just overtaking you, and you can't focus on anything right now. You're just like, you little bastard! That takes us over to Adavi's turn. Adavi, what would you like to do?
I would like to diss the fucking gauge.
The engage has been dissed. Go ahead.
Oh boy! All right, so I'm just gonna keep on moving. I'm gonna hop up on this table, and I'm gonna run. Let's see, that's 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna run down here. That's my move.
All right.
Guys, I don't think this is what we should be doing here. I don't think this is gonna work. And I'm going to use, what's this called? I'm gonna use twin spells and hold person on the two slimes at the top. This one. And
I think you would know that wouldn't work because you're casting hold person on an ooze and they're not people, so they are automatically.
But you do know that hold person only works on humanoids. It's in the spell description.
Yeah. I would assume that you know the basics of the spell, having studied it, and so hold person does not work on oozes or anything that's non-humanoid.
Yeah, like a goblin. You know, it only works on people.
Trying to think if I have anything. I mean, all right, I'm just going to take this time to try to observe what's going on, try to figure out the situation. Then I'm going to try to hold investigate. Your turn. No, I don't have anything to hold. I'm going to investigate. I have no idea what's going on. 13. Yeah.
Thinking back on the attacks that you've seen, you get the feeling that both slashing and lightning are a bad idea because those are the two things that you've seen that have caused it to split both times. In addition, you know that lightning is a really bad idea because it didn't seem to affect it at all. It seemed like it just like soaked it and it didn't care. I know we dealt damage, but in retrospect, it's immune to lightning, so you now know that.
So right now, I've got this little whiteboard next to me, and it's like, slashing, check, that's bad. Lightning, check, that's bad.
You got like a complex theorem.
Let's keep trying things here, folks.
No, you saw fire used against it. You saw fire used.
It's true. We did see fire used. All right, I'll put a little question mark next to fire. We'll have to try it again.
All right.
That's it. And
I have no more fire though, because fire involves sticking stuff in them.
I've got fire. Bentham's got fire. We've all got fire.
In the armory with the oil.
Fire seem Let's leave that to last.
Wait, can I free action say something?
Sure, go for it.
Do we need anything else in here?
We need to get out.
The explosives. We haven't actually collected the explosives yet.
Have we?
Ollie has the explosives.
Oh, he has all of them? He got. Oh, okay. I thought multiple people needed
that. Guys.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Just run.
Is that a spell? What was that?
I've just got Sacred Flame, so I'm just like... I can't say anything more. It's a free action, so...
But Sacred Flame is radiant damage. It's not fire, so I don't know if that would ignite anything.
I kind of trapped myself in a hole right there because I let him light a fire with it one time.
Oh, well, there you go.
For some consistency's sake, I would have to say yes because I let him light a fire with it. It's the slime's turn. They're going to take their attacks. Top one is going to go after Gray.
Awesome. Hit me. Oh, he actually hit me. Lord. Damn it. Damn it. No.
Okay, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, it is,
second attack is going to go at Mormon with advantage. And so there's the first roll on advantage. There's the second roll on advantage. Neither is a hit. Third slime on the right is going to go after Mormon as well. You're surrounded, so he's going to have advantage too. That's a hit. The third one is going to go after Ollie. And he rolls an 11. So we have a collection of hits here. The first one that's going to go at Gray. Sorry, buddy. So there's the first chunk of damage.
It's all acid too, isn't it?
Well, this is the acid part. I didn't double the acid part. So altogether, you take 17 damage. Not as bad as it could have been. Not as bad as it could have been, all things considered.
What are the types of damage?
It is acid damage.
Across the board?
Yeah.
Okay, I take the whole kit and caboodle. Oh,
you don't get your +3? What?
No, because that only works against slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning attacks, so it doesn't help me. But I did have 5 temp HP, so I'm only taking 12, but that's still a considerable amount. Ouch. All right, thanks.
What did they roll for me before? I'm going to ignore what that was. What was the roll? Because I could still use the thing.
They rolled a 23 against you.
Oof.
Oh, that's a lot.
Moment.
Can I even do anything?
Use the thing.
I need to check the wording. Is that enough?
No, but use the thing.
But I can't use shield because it wouldn't work, would it? Or did both of them hit me?
Only one of them hit you.
Or just soak it and we'll have a short rest.
That's the thing. I think unless am I allowed to use the shield and the gloves at the same time?
You can only have one reaction per turn, but I can use my reaction to stack. Is what I'm trying to hint at.
There's a lot of meta happening right now. I'm probably gonna blow up Dax later.
I was trying not to hint at it. I was like, but fine.
We're gonna find the dwarven shitter, and he's gonna go in.
He's going straight in, just dwarf turds up to his ears.
So it's okay. I'm already at a loss. I've lost a 2nd level spell for nothing. So almost blew up the armory. I'm already down.
I will attempt to use the scaled gloves.
Okay.
Which gives me a +1d6 to my AC. So I get. I now have 18 AC.
I'm not gonna help with that. No.
All right, so Mormon, you have to soak 11 damage, which actually isn't that bad either.
Okay,
I think Adavi caught the worst of it. Daleric should have gotten flattened, and he got a lot of lucky rolls right there. He got okay. He got 2 1s out of the dice that were rolled. So that brings us around to Ollie. Ollie, hearing this, is going to disengage. And he says, discretion is the better part of valor, and starts taking off for the door. And so that puts him right there. Let me measure this out real quick.
But the door's locked.
Well, there's a gap big enough for us all to get through. And
that wasn't at the door.
Was it not?
I thought it was just in the gate, like across the whatever. I didn't think it was the door itself.
Gray, what do you want to do?
All right. Let's see. 2 of them will attack at me. It's acid damage. I'm gonna take attack of opportunity against me because I don't want disadvantage. I'm gonna take attack of opportunity against me, and I'm going to back up. That's 2 attacks of opportunity.
Okay. There's number 1.
Mm-hmm.
There's number 2. 2 14s. You're good.
Bands. Awesome. Nobody said out loud not to use fire. My character has 8 wisdom, so I'm going to use Scorching Ray in front of me. So attacking the one that's in front of me first because it's the most injured one.
Okay. Oh, good lord.
Well, we all die. We all die.
Good lord.
For those listening to the audio, that was a natural 1.
Oh no. This is what happens when low wisdom characters do things.
Look at it this way, Delric. You were only on the show for a month and a half, and you killed everyone. It's great.
I mean, as you go to cast the Scorching Ray.
Splat, what happens if I was to Cunning Words a 1 and get it down to a lower number? Would he, instead of actually being able to cast a spell, hit himself or something stupid? Would it make it worse so it wouldn't leave him?
No, it's got to happen this way, man. You know, as a GM, I have to do this. I have to do this. It was a critical fail with a fire spell. I don't want to.
Do I have time
it gives
to turn
me
around
no
and go,
joy.
what are you
Ignore
doing?
the smile on my face right now. This gives me no joy.
Technically, I get to get off 2 more spells before like we all blow up because there's 3 simultaneously.
Roll your.
How many more natural ones can you get?
Roll your other ones. Absolutely.
2 more natural ones. A 6.
Not off to a good start, man.
There you go.
There we go. You hit 1.
Where do you want the 3rd ray to go?
I'm gonna hit the injured guy in the front.
Okay. 8 fire damage. He's struck by it, and you see his weird slime skin begin to pucker and boil, and bubbles pop outwards. But as you do that, you kind of lose control of the spell a little bit, and it snakes across the ground. You hear a boom as the ground starts to ignite. Let me find a fire thing that I could put on the ground.
Ray, what have you done?
My whiteboard now has a big red X next to fire. This huge red X all over the word fire. No fire.
All right, so the fire will be right here. It's going to be right there. Okay. It's on the coal pile. Technically, it'll be in front of you because it just kind of snaked sideways off of him. And that's going to spread every turn.
And the explosives are down the bottom in the barrel.
There has to be some punishment for your discretion.
That is no. That is punishment. That is what I say. You know what, DM? I'm gonna roll a persuasion check to say that was punishment enough. And I got a 20 on my persuasion check, DM.
Roll me a d6, please.
See, if you hadn't rolled that, you might have persuaded him.
You take 3 fire damage from the fire that's now.
Yeah, okay.
It's actually 1 in the dice log. The dice log says 1.
No, it rolled twice for some strange reason. 3 was the first number, so...
Now, is this like Dark Heresy fire, where it is the most dangerous thing in the game, and if it touches you ever, you are just dead?
It's not, it's just 1d6 a turn, in my opinion. It's just unresisted, basically. You just take the damage.
And my armor doesn't help with that either.
Yeah. Mormond, what do you want to do? Well, Gray, were you going to do anything else?
You can scream.
You still have movement.
I'm going to move out of the fire.
You're going to spread the fire.
I'll move over to Ollie and say, maybe we should leave.
Fire.
Gee, I just spread fire all over the floor, all over the coal and the oil and everything. Maybe we should leave.
Oh, God. Okay.
Mormon, what do you want to do?
What is it that you pay for, like, disengaging safely? I forget what the thing is. Is it half your movement?
It's an action.
Yeah, you just use your
action.
I mean, you can stand on the oil if you want, mate. You know, it's up to you.
I mean, I'm disengaging either way. It's just whether I get an action or I get hit.
All 3 of them will hit you with advantage, or you disengage.
Yeah, okay, I'll go for the disengage thing. I'll go for the action.
Yeah, you will.
All right, and then what's my full move? Full move is 25. I'm gonna get. Where's the way out? Which is it in one of these 3 things in particular?
Let me get you a little indicator.
While you're doing that, I'm not on fire myself, am I? It was just I was standing in fire.
Yeah, you're standing in fire.
Okay.
1 second, I'll get you guys a little. The place you're going to be able to escape from is going to be... Oh, that's the worst indicator ever.
I'm sorry, chat is like ripping me up right now.
Chat's also suggested that there's water there, and we could like put water on the floor to put the fire out. And then I go, oil floats on water.
Well, you also have a mage with the water staff, which would give you better volume anyways.
Oil floats on water. It won't help very much.
You want to smother oil fires? You never want to put water on it. I mean, it could cause sizzling and popping, and it can make things worse. You always want to smother it.
We just want to burn the blobs, so we're fine. We just need them to burn.
Yeah.
If I stand there, I'm not blocking the way out, am I? Or am I?
Because everybody has to squeeze through there. Indeed, you are. It would be a squeeze action to get through. And so you can pass through your own characters unless there's a squeeze action going on. And so, yes, you would be blocking it.
I'll sidestep then so that people can get through.
Okay. That takes us to the top of the round.
Everybody out.
Begin spreading further. Take me a minute.
Oh, no.
I gotta count these out properly.
Oh, Jesus.
Are you sure that Ollie got all the explosives?
He got them all.
There's
so
dust in there. It might not be dust, though. I'm just saying.
All right. So, Gray, the fire is spreading really fast. As you step backwards, give me another D6. There should be another.
Can I just take the one that I accidentally rolled last time? Is that enough?
You cannot. You cannot.
Yay!
Take 1 damage from the fire. At this point, I need constitution checks from everybody because a thick, black, acrid smoke is beginning to fill the room.
You're welcome.
This is a very contained area.
Uh-oh. 8.
Oh! I rolled another natural 1.
Typical
Nice.
Gray.
Good lord. Everybody but Dax, you can't see where you're going. And so on your turn, you have to use an action to navigate in order to use your move. That'll require you to use survival, essentially, to figure out where you are in the room before you can move. Otherwise, I can roll a dice and you can just move in random directions.
Because I have my back to the gate, does that mean I still have my bearings, or am I also affected?
Everybody makes the check. It's a very small room, filling up with smoke very quickly. Dax, what do you want to do?
Oh, God. There's so many things I want to do. So many things.
Get Ollie out.
Run as fast as possible
Get
away.
Ollie out.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
That
Where's Ollie?
If Ollie gets lit, he's right beneath me. If Ollie
Ollie
gets
is
lit,
holding a lot of
he
explosives.
goes boom, and we all die. Get Ollie out.
Dax, aren't you holding explosives too?
I'm holding explosives, yes.
Yeah, so this could be a fun turn for you if you don't move.
I'm going to use a dash action. I'm also going to use my free action to grab the bowl as I go past the table because I'm right next to it.
Okay.
Because I was told to grab the bowl.
Wait, are we allowed to dash if we have to use our action to navigate?
I don't need my action to navigate. I can see.
So it would be basically you use your navigation or your survival check. You would know that in a fire you would drop to all fours, and then I'll let you do your full move as you're trying to get under the smoke and move real fast. You can still do your 25, but you're not going to be able to dash on top of that.
Yeah, Davy. I'm sorry.
Everybody failed their con checks. It was only a DC 10, and everybody failed it. I was like, oh, shit.
I rolled a 1.
It was a pretty easy roll. I didn't expect everyone to fail.
My best.
Got a bonus of 4.
The problem is there are so many things. Like I was going to try and help Adavi out, but I can't do that and get the explosives out of the room. If I don't get explosives out of the room, we're fucked. So I just shout at Adavi so he can try and hear my voice as I run. Is the ingot on the ground still? Because that's got light. No, light was a concentration, so that's gone. In which case, I just have to shout at Adavi and be like, Adavi, follow my voice! I run over to Gray.
Persuasion check, Dax. I'm going to allow you, as you're running, to be like, up, and just make noises that he can follow if your persuasion check's good enough, because I feel bad for Adavi right now. He's in a rough spot.
The ingot, light is not a concentration spell, so the ingot should still be lit if your plan really needed that.
Okay, where's the ingot?
This one with the square on it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can't get to that. Not in time. Because I was going to grab the ingot and like use it as a beacon in because you could probably see it a little bit further away, but no. All right, persuasion check. There you go.
Oh, I've been reminded of my
16.
+1 underground again.
Yeah. I'll allow
yeah.
you have advantage on your survival check.
Nice.
Make
Okay.
that argument on your turn, Mormont.
Right, I
will do that.
leg it over here. I can leg it to there. And then using my action, technically I'm going to hold my action, but my action is to dash. But I'm holding it so that I grab hold of Ollie, and I will dash with him on his turn to pull him out. So I'm holding my action until it's his turn so that we can move together, if that makes sense.
I was going to count your action as the persuasion check.
Oh,
so
no,
I
don't want to do that. I don't do that
Okay.
then. No, I thought you were giving that to me for free. No, Adavi's secondly important to the guy carrying all the explosives in the confined room.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of chunky salsa.
Okay.
Sorry, Adavi.
That brings us to...
I love chunky salsa.
So wait, the option was you can either let Adavi keep his survival advantage, or what was the point of pulling Ollie? I'm just
So that
curious
he
what you
knows
want to
which way to
accomplish
go.
there.
so that he will, like, I'm pulling him, so he just runs with me.
He didn't check. I forgot. He forgot to check. Let me see if he passes first before you do that.
I wouldn't know if he's checked or not.
Yeah, let's. Okay. Yeah, your plan is great. You do that, sir. Your plan is great. How is it that every one of us is meaty in one way or another? We all have really high modifiers. The one with the +1 makes it, and everybody else fails. 3s through 5s. Oh, man.
He should have an extra +2 on there, but it wouldn't even help. I forgot to put in his proficiency. But he's good. That takes us to Adavi. What do you want to do?
I want to do my survival check.
Okay, survival check it up for me.
Hey, Adavi, over here. Here.
Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Adavi, you begin stumbling through the room.
Oh, don't make me TPK.
And as you stumble, you end up in the fire right here, just on accident. Like, it's purely on accident. D6 for me, please.
Oh, baby.
1 damage. Not too bad. But you're stuck in the flame right now, and you're also flanked by one of the slimes, unfortunately. And the slimes begin screeching. Not really a screech, more of a burble, if it was a sound.
Like an angry kettle.
And I will... Let me see what happens here. Okay, so this one decides to leave Adavi, and it starts slithering for the wall over here, and it makes it about halfway up the wall. This one here also makes it to the wall and tries to run away.
Did they stay on fire or not? Because they have, like, been on oil. Would the oil be in them or on them?
I don't want to introduce too much complication and me having to drag and drop more little fire things around. I'll just say that these two right here appear to be leaving. They're slithering back up to the ceiling to who knows where. These two are staying in it, however. So they're going to take their D6s.
You say you don't want to put down more... You say you don't want to put down more fire sprites. You do know that it's us, right? We're just going to make things worse.
So, both slimes take 4 damage. Nice and clean. Nice and clean. Let me move that fire because I got to adjust something. But 2 of the slimes appear undeterred by a flame. Maybe they haven't noticed because they're too stupid. Or who knows? But they continue to chase after you. This one is going to close. What's their movement? Let me check real fast. Oh, they don't move that far. Okay.
Are they disoriented at all?
To here. They have blind sight, unfortunately, so they can see regardless. And this one, oh, there's such a dick move. I'm going to do it.
Do it.
This one moves to Ollie. So we got 2 attacks going on right now.
No, attack me. Attack me.
You're on fire. They don't want to attack things on fire.
Both of them are misses to both people, which takes us around the horn to Ollie. Ollie failed his check, and so he's going to have to make a survival roll.
I've got my hand on him, and I'm dragging him one direction with my held action.
Okay. Cool.
So he moves with me.
So he's just going to follow along with you on your turn. Be aware that the fire is going to spread before your turn, though.
No. I've already done my move. I held an action to do my dash, and my held action was on his turn. I'm spending my move to move with him. So I get to move another, normally 30 feet, 25, because he's limited to 25.
Okay, go ahead and move 25, and I'll move him adjacent to you.
That's why I didn't want to do the stuff with Adavi, because I was like, I'm keeping this for a reason.
I understand. You guys made a sacrifice right there on Adavi, so I just wanted to be clear on what the intent was.
Yeah, so I get to here, and he's in the one right behind me.
Okay. All the explosives have cleared the room. Gray, what do you want to do?
In fact, I want to be there so that I can go back in if need be.
Well, I suppose I need to make a survival check, which I have a -1 for.
See, that's fine.
You pass. You can move normally.
May I disengage so that I'm... Oh, no, I have to use my action to do that, so I guess they're going to take attacks of opportunity against me if they're aware of me.
They are indeed.
Because I'm small, by the way, am I blocking the entrance? Because I am small.
He can move diagonally. I'll allow the diagonal move. All right, so let's see what happens to Gray. 18, is that a hit?
It is.
Okay, so the first one's a hit.
I see the slime doing that, and I go... This armory's on fire. and I reduce it by 1d6.
Okay.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
I'm pretty sure it's not legal because they have to understand you, but...
Oh.
Am I blinded?
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, yeah.
They technically have advantage on attack rolls?
Ooh, look at you playing by the rules.
Are you totally blind, or you just can't see more than like 5 feet or something? It depends. Like,
can I see an attack? Can I see an attack? Like, can I see my surroundings?
Yeah,
or is it
like right now, it's thick enough to where I'm imposing like an outside environmental thing on you.
Okay.
But at the same time, like you can kind of work your way. Like it's visible. You've just got to pass the survival check to know to drop to the floor and get under the smoke and go.
Okay. But so no. Oh wait, if I'm on the floor and I'm crawling, they would still have advantage on attack rolls because I'm prone.
Your cutting words do work on it. Just as a creature, you're fine.
Yeah.
I checked it. You're good. So yeah, you actually don't get hit by either. You hear Dax doing some weird dance off to the side and like singing a song, and for whatever reason, you roll underneath it. You roll underneath it. And so 3 people out of the room right now. That leaves poor Adavi. Poor dear Adavi. Mormon, what do you want to do?
Sort of. Right, so when I rolled the 9 before, I forgot to apply the +1 that I would get for being in a cave. My Constitution save.
So does
that mean I'm okay?
You're all right.
Awesome. Right, well, I'm going to shout, Adavi, this way! And then I'm going to make my way through the gap. Like there, I guess.
Adavi,
it's
clear. You get a D6. You get an inspiration die, because you've got multiple people shouting at you now. So that'll help you out a little bit.
Moment. As you go past me, I'm holding out the 2 sticks of dynamite to you.
I'll grab him then.
It's a lot of fire.
The room is almost completely engulfed in flame right now. God.
I don't see Adavi.
Oh, I'm there.
He's right there.
There you go.
Oh, he's there.
You can click on it.
It's
He's
like
in the
we're
middle
playing-
of the fire.
It's like we're playing memory.
Dax,
There
what do
he
you
is.
want to actually? After the fire spreads, Adavi, do one more D6 for me, please.
I think he's the only one missing the nameplate. I think that's why.
Yeah, that's why.
3.
You take 3 fire damage. Let me make
How
the
rough is Adavi looking right now?
medical check.
Is this a free medical check?
Sure.
Okay.
You passed your check, so I'm going to assume that you're like peering at him.
Medicine. 16.
Adavi, add 3 to whatever your HP is right now and tell him what it is.
10.
There you go. So he's in rough shape. He doesn't look good.
Okay.
I don't know why I had you add 3 because people could do simple math.
Yeah, it doesn't really. But
now you know what I think
you
of
can tell me
Enter
what I
Now
think
you know
it is, and I can roleplay based on that. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, I've given you the explosives. I have the bowl. A free action, I drop the bowl and try and get as much water as I drop it over me.
Uh-huh.
Over my legs so that I'm wet and not going to catch fire so easily. And I turn around to the rest of the group. And I dive back into the fire.
Very nice. Give yourself an inspiration dice for the heroic action.
Okay. I move to Adavi.
Okay.
In the fire.
All right.
I am going to bonus action healing word him at just level 1, because he looks fine to me-ish, but he could do with an extra health just in case. Healing word. It's still 6 HP.
6 HP, buddy.
And then I'm going to hold my action to do the same again. I'm going to sprint with him and pull him with me on his turn.
Okay. That brings us to Adavi.
How does that work for Dax with disengaging then? Because he's right next to both slimes.
I will give you the option. He can attempt to shield you from the slimes as he pulls you through, or you can soak the damage. Technically, they would get attacks of opportunity on both of you if I really wanted to be a dick about it.
I can only move 30 feet, so if Adavi does a disengage action and moves 30 feet, I can take the hit, and that's fine. And I've got more health, so I'm happy to do that. I'll effectively be trying to position myself to push you out the door and shielding.
Adavi, first thing first, I'm going to leave you with your action this time. One more survival check for me.
Well, it's not a 91, but it's not good. 8.
Okay, so you're still blinded and choking on smoke right now, but you still have your action too. As Dax starts to pull you, you can use that to disengage if you want.
I'm doing that, yes.
Okay, so you have disengaged and you're being pulled. Dax, go ahead and go for it, but Dax is going to take the 2 attacks of opportunity.
Oh, you big blubbery... Well, you are a slime, so that's not really an insult, is it?
Well, I thought you were talking about me.
Oh, sorry. That way, Davy. No, don't worry. Today I'm being nice. I'm going to soak the hit.
Number 1 is a 21. Number 2 is a 7. So the first one is a hit.
I'm going to try and cutting words it. I'm going to try.
Okay.
Burn,
use your bonus
slimy,
action,
burn.
didn't you already?
No, this is a reaction. Cutting words is a reaction.
Reaction, okay.
Burn, slimy, burn. I'm a re-inferno. Burn, slimy, burn. I'm a re-inferno.
I take the hit.
Ooh.
Okay, let's do this thing. Dax, it latches onto your leg and you feel a horrible burning as flesh comes away from your ankle. You take 13 damage as you pull Adavi through the flames and out of the cage. The moment you exit the room, I need a dexterity save from everyone.
That's my other really good save, dexterity.
You hear Ollie shout, "Get down!"
9.
I was hoping we'd have more time.
Oh, I can use inspiration on this.
I get a 10, but it becomes an 11 for what it's worth.
Oh, my inspiration die disappears after 10 minutes, does it?
14.
I get a 7, but it becomes
die.
nothing.
Sorry. Let me revise that. If I give you a die, it's for you to use whenever you want because you did something heroic or you did something cool. So you've just got that in reserve.
Okay,
it's not like a normal inspiration dice from your bard stuff. All right. As you hear this,
Oh, God.
Adavi, Dax, you both hit the ground and cover your heads. Let's see if...
Can I just say I use Adavi as cover because he's so much larger than me?
You have a bloody shield.
Sure. You see Ollie hit the ground as well and curl up. Gray, unfortunately, you're still left standing up oblivious, and behind you, boom! A massive explosion rocks out from behind you, throws you forward. 6 bludgeoning damage from the concussive force.
Bludgeoning. He cussed
Reduce that by 3.
And so you're launched over the top of Adavi, back kicking with your feet through the air, rolling behind him.
Thanks.
This episode sponsored by Michael Bay.
Mm-hmm. Not enough opportunities for explosions. There really aren't. And with that, you left sitting in the corridors, you see both slimes move forward against the grate, pressing themselves through. The fire seems to have some effect on their ability to squeeze. They can fit through a hole of any size.
As I see
but as
them
they
moving
start
forwards,
to push
can I do
through...
something?
Sure.
I take the dynamite off Morwen that he's holding, and I say,
Everybody, just back up a bit.
No, hold on, Dax. Hold on, Dax. I'm gonna shove my water staff in the ground and tell it to flow all over the grate where the slimes are coming through. And I'm gonna follow it up with what's it called? Ray of Frost. As much as possible.
Sure. Make me an attack roll. I'm only looking for crits and fails. That's all that I care about.
Come on, attack roll.
Oh,
8.
that was close.
Well, there you go.
To 2.
You throw water across the top of the gate, and you hear it sizzle as it hits the metal, which is very hot. And it takes you a second of just, like, focusing on it nonstop to finally get up a good, like, lather of water. And throwing a ray of frost over the top of it, you completely freeze that area. And due to the lack of oxygen inside of there, which it's burning up very quickly, the fire goes out, and you're left with basically just blue ice in front of you with what looks like steam or fog behind it or smoke. But it squelched the flame. You
are
hear
the
a thump,
slimes still pushing through?
thump on the other side of the on the other side of the ice.
Let's keep moving, folks. Is everyone okay?
You'll be all right.
Could do with a bit of a break.
I say, dusting myself off from the ash.
Let's move away a bit first.
Thump.
Which way, Ollie?
Up north. We've got to go down the stairwell.
Can we rest in the
So that
stairwell?
way.
Didn't end well for my party when we did it, but
Can
you
we
can
rest
try.
here if we deal with the slimes?
Sure. Where did the Scrabbly go? He looks around for the little one, but it appears to be gone.
Oh no.
Well, bollocks.
They probably don't take well to fire. Do we still need him?
No, I know where we are.
Okay, everybody line up against the other side of the room. They look like they're slow moving. Yeah, whatever ranged weapon you have.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
Break through.
I'll walk to the other side of the room.
I'll use Chill Touch since it does necro damage.
Okay.
I put away the brine blade.
You all line up
And
along the
some of
back
the
wall, and after 5-6 minutes, you see the ice start to crack. And through a very thin hole comes kind of just a soft serve that slowly begins to slither through, curling like a pig's tail.
Well, as soon as it starts doing that, yeah, we're firing.
Oh god.
Ready whenever you are.
Attack rolls, everybody.
$13 with the crossbow.
Okay.
10.
Okay.
11, which becomes a 12 with the hand axe.
Ollie's gonna break out that shooter. Mormond, Gray, and Dax, and also a Davi. Give me damage rolls. Everybody give me damage rolls for whatever it was you did.
11 piercing.
For mine, it was the damage roll. He has to roll a con save.
Okay.
7 slashing. Is that boosted by my...
He fails the save.
So 8 damage.
Is that boosted by a 1 for me, or does that not count for damage?
Damage doesn't add. It's just ability checks and attack rolls. As you go through, you obliterate this thing. The second it starts to coagulate and collect on the opposite side of the door, it's hit with just a barrage of everything you have, and it's just as it's thrown back against the wall, just in a pile of goo. You've killed it. It's gone.
I summon the axe back into my hand.
You wait, and the other one does not emerge.
Therefore,
you're out of combat.
Yay!
I'd break out some rations.
And as we take that break,
I'm gonna take a quick little shuffle and be like, sorry. Like,
I mean, you did kill him. I think.
We all have bad days, Gray.
Ollie puts a finger in the air and says, "My bad days don't normally involve setting everyone I know on fire.
Me neither."
With that, he plops down on the ground, and we're gonna take our first break here. I'm gonna take it a little bit early today.
I hand Gray the one water skin I've got that's full of liquor and be like, I think you need this.
Yeah.
And with that, we're going to take our first little break here. Thank you for joining us for Roll4It D&D. We will see you all in about 8 minutes, all right? See you later, everybody.
Oh, if you use the Song of Rest, damn it.
I did. It's 3 hit points.
Yeah.
Are we live right now?
Yeah, I said 1 and then.
No. Oh,
cool.
And then things happen after 1. Oh, look at that.
What's up, audience? How you doing?
Hey guys. And listen,
Hey.
I just want to make sure everybody knows to make sure I stayed in character during the break there. I made sure to do 10 what is that? Hail Grace and 5 Our Ladies. And I did dishes because, I needed to punish myself for my misconduct. All right. So fire and brimstone as I am.
Is there any water in the ground here that refilled the staff, or is it dry,
pretty
nasty?
deep underground
there?
You're like in the water
Sweet.
table or whatever. Ollie plops against the wall during the rest and looks at all of you and is like, well, that was a fair scrape. Wasn't expecting the armor to be quite such a task. It's funny how these in and out deals turn into, death.
Well, what exactly were those things? Normal down here, or what?
Oh, they're oozes? I've heard of them. They come in different colors and they do different things. And they live in dank places.
That thing burned. Something awful.
They show up occasionally. Some of the nastier ones can actually melt the armor right off your back.
Oh.
Luckily, those were some of the more benign ones. If that doesn't fill you with terror, I don't know what does. Yeah, those were some of the nicer ones, I guess.
By the way,
should have learned by now to check the ceilings whenever we turn up somewhere.
That's a good
Normally
idea.
we just throw a stick of dynamite at the side of them, but you know.
I can do that. I got that.
No.
It's become somewhat of a sport. In fact, Oleg was pretty good at it. He could hit one of those things with a stick of dynamite from 40 yards. Arm on that boy. Well, until his arm was off, and then he didn't have an arm anymore.
Quick question before I RP. Wasn't the original plan to try to find our way to the armory and potentially blow it up?
No, it was to get dynamite so you could blow open the door, but then you got the key to the door, and so now you've just got a shit ton of dynamite.
Which I like, because
we had to collapse we had to collapse the column, didn't we?
But we got a special key that might not need that.
So after a few moments, Ollie dusts himself off and looks to the door to the north and says, well, we're headed that direction whenever you're all ready.
Is everybody fully healed and stuff? Are we all good?
Good enough.
As well as I'm gonna be.
Back to max, and I always roll 1 on my temporary health points, so I always have 5 temporary HP.
How's the Davy looking? Like, how's his robe looking and stuff?
Singed.
He's good.
Little bit of acid here and there, you know.
Specifically, I'm looking if any little holes have been burned in it. Just wonder if I can get a peek of those weird, like, skin disease that maybe I saw before that I got a glimpse of.
Oh, there's definitely some holes.
Sure. Perception check.
You're gonna have to roll pretty high though, because I have more than one robe on.
You got more than one hit from acid though, and fire.
It's true.
A natural one.
Adavi.
Welcome to
seems
today.
like maybe he's healed. Whatever those skin lesions were that he had going on, you don't see any sign of them. Maybe he got better.
Can I do a medicine check then, just to see how Adavi's looking, like in terms of his HP?
If Adavi lets you. You have to inspect him.
I'm not gonna resist it.
Okay.
Have your way with me.
22.
There you go.
As you're looking him over for his wounds and everything else, you quickly notice that the bumps and protrusions beneath the robe are still there. He's got some kind of calcium growth thing, and it's starting to move up his neck, and it's covered most of his chest.
I give it a hard poke and they go, ow.
And I give Dax a hard poke in the forehead.
Ow.
Well, the door to the north is where we're going, but he walks over and he moves it. Someone snapped the key off in the lock. We'll have to remove this one the old-fashioned way.
Adavi, you're feeling okay. You look quite...
You fuss too much, little man.
You look very injured. Okay, fair enough.
Ollie is going to attempt to hit this door. He hits it once. Seems to be holding. Then again, after that last ordeal, I think we're all a little shook. Anyone got any ideas?
What's the door made out of again?
It's just a wooden door that's framed with iron.
Hit it again.
I have a warhammer.
It'll take us too long
his
to
big
get
maul.
Everybody makes strength checks. Or, I'm
I don't
sorry,
wanna make strength checks.
athletics checks.
I'll make a strength check. Where's strength? Yay.
Dax, what are you doing?
19. That's a crit for me.
That's funny.
I get 6, so I'm useless.
Dax, is there anything you wanted to do as Adavi approaches the door?
I'm tossing a stick of dynamite up and down, but I'll let them do their bit. Like, if they don't have to use dynamite to get through the door.
Yeah, that's...
Adavi, you kick that door and it flies off its hinges.
It's
Ollie steps
Kool-Aid
backwards
time.
and looks at you with a brand new respect. So you've got legs on you, huh?
It's more like momentum.
Call it what you will. Your boy just removed a dwarvish door straight from its hinges.
You should see what you can do to the pantry.
A pantry door, maybe.
Stepping inside, you find a table on the right that's got several elixirs laying on it. Flasks that are stood up. Oh. Ollie says leftovers from our last expedition. We left them behind in case we needed them on the way back up.
I'm going to pick up one of them and sniff at it. What are you keeping them?
Now, healing potions. They might taste like vinegar, but they'll get you back on your feet.
Into the pockets they go.
You find 4 healing potions sitting on the table. Each one will do 1d8 plus 2. So make sure you annotate that.
Davi, is it a good idea to share this around so people can heal or bring people back?
I hand everyone except Dax one.
That's fine. I've got one already.
I actually
healing,
if you go to hand one to me, I'll just kind of like wave it away. Like, give it to Ollie. He seems to need it the most.
Oh, then okay. Mormon, you get one. Ollie gets one. And
I take one.
Guess I'll hold on to 2 for now.
There's also another flask of Dwarvish Fire there, just in case you wanted to use that. So that you know, Ollie says liquid inside explodes when it makes contact with air, coats everything with fire. Be careful with it, but it's a useful
fire bad.
I could use that.
I rush over to it.
I say the first time ever telling a joke.
Both of you, acrobatics checks to see who gets there first.
I literally was saying it as a joke. It was one of those. I'm so stoic. People probably thought I was being
Natural
serious.
20.
Dax whips around the door, does a flip over the table, and swipes it, thinking that you're going to go for it.
Do we even see him?
He is excited by the prospects of explosions.
I strap one of the dynamite to the side.
Ah!
Ollie stares at you.
Can we not do that now? Can we not have you fall down a flight of stairs and do that now?
Do you just have a death wish, or is he always like this? Normally, those two things should not be in contact with one another.
Yeah, maybe best to just keep the weapons separate. Maybe so that if you fall over, you just set yourself on fire a bit and not blow all of us up.
Well, if I'm on fire and I'm carrying dynamite, it's gonna be the same result, right? At least this way, I can chuck them away at one go.
Well, how about this then? And I go to take the flask off him. Does he let
do you
me?
resist?
I back away. Will you give it back?
I guess if you really need it at some point, but I'd rather you didn't have something extremely explosive and the perfect way of setting off that explosive at the same time.
Insight.
Are you lying to him, Mormon?
8.
That's pretty much true. I mean, if we're in a fight and he asks for it, I'll be like, yeah, sure, I'll chuck it over to you. I mean, it might hit you and explode.
Moment, we might need it before the fight.
He's being truthful, as far as you can tell.
Moment, we might need it before the fight, to prep for the fight, rather than in the middle of combat trying to hand me something that could break.
I'm just gonna stand a long way away from you then.
Ollie joins you on the
and
opposite
I immediately
side of the
do
room.
that.
I
go as far away from I can.
I give you the Dwarvish Fire.
All right, I'll keep it safe.
Well, Ollie says, munching on a bit of ration. To the corridor, then?
I would like to investigate the room just to see if there's anything left, and also just in case there's any of those spying runes.
Sure, go for it.
As
far as you can tell, there's nothing left in the room other than dust and a couple of chairs.
A chair. No, we're good.
All right. And so with that, Ollie opens the back door, and you head down into a stone well, a stone stairwell which has been worked from the rock that's currently present. He turns back before you go down and says, when we go deeper, this is more or less it. Be ready. I don't know what's going to be waiting for us at the door. He takes a moment and looks you all and just appraises going through the rest of the group. From here, this may be our last hurrah. Are you all ready for this?
It's funny. It feels like this is one of those RPG games where it's like proceed or continue shopping. God, I feel like we may have. No, okay. I'm wondering that hammer, the one that I'm carrying because Mormon is carrying the armor. That hammer is broken into 3 pieces, but it was a long hammer or a war hammer prior.
It was a 2-handed hammer. It was a maul.
So with the amount of weight the amount of haft that's left on the head, is there enough there that you could actually swing it if need be? Or is it one of those, no, it's too overbalanced, the handle's too small, and the magic's not there, so why are you even talking about this anyways?
Probably the latter. Probably the latter.
Then I'll stop wasting your time. Ready.
I'll say, I think we're ready as we'll ever be.
To Lady Grey's side, or to find glory in her name, I am ready.
He nods at you.
Bah. We're good.
Huh?
Just wanted to say what Gray said, but he kind of got there first, so...
With that, he begins clomping down the stairs.
I go over to Mormond as we start walking.
Mormond? I just wanted to say thank you for taking me in Graustein and bringing me over here. It's hard to find people I can trust. I want to say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm sorry we ended up in this particular situation.
We've done good.
Friends. We will all die in Lady Grey's honor if need be. Take solace in that. And I push forward with a smile on my face.
I've got nothing against dying in Lady Grey's honor, but I'd rather, survive to do more good in her honor again and again and again. Just spreads the love around.
I, for one, cannot wait to meet her. I, for one, cannot wait to finally stand by her side again. This world is painful, and I only bring pain in her name. And I can't wait till my own pain stops in her name.
Have you tried worshipping the more healing and growth aspects of her?
I worship every aspect of Lady Grey and do everything that she whispers to me. I look forward to taking that by her side and servicing her better in the next world.
Yeah, me too.
You hear a chortle from Ollie, but he doesn't turn around. You hear just going like, huh?
I lean into Mormon and go,
I mean, I'm not one to judge, but have you met other clerics like him?
Not so many where I come from. We're bigger fans of Aedman. Our next life's pretty nice too, though I prefer to stay in this one for now if I can.
Your clerics
I'm in no rush to leave this world.
Guys, I'm not a cleric. I'm a paladin. Come on.
You're a weirdo.
I'm a paladin. I swear it. I swear I'm a paladin.
Yeah, I don't think paladin's like a job description. I assume it's not a job description.
Looking for paladin, 30,000 a year, starting, bonuses.
My character believes. My character genuinely believes he's a paladin. Genuinely believes so. His lady speaks to him and he does her bidding.
Can I make a religion check on what Grace said so far?
Sure.
Not that I know much, but I'll give it a go. 14.
You know that there are more serious followers of the Grey Lady. Those that tend to emphasize the death and decay aspects a little bit more than the life and replenishment aspects of her. You've never seen anybody like Grey, like full-on flagellant style. But you know that there are people out there who kind of take things too far with every religion, and so it doesn't really surprise you.
Yeah. Well, anyone fancy doing some scouting?
I look around and look at all the heavy armor, look at the heavy Adavi.
Guess it's me then.
Well, to be fair, Adavi has never once failed a single dex check, save, skill, anything since I've joined the cast. Not once. He has crushed every time. What was that?
I failed a few before then, that's for sure.
Before then, sure. But as far as I know, you were the most nimble, fat person I've ever met in my life. You're like Cirque du Soleil nimble, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like
he's got fat guy strength.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah,
it's
like
crazy.
the 200 kilo ballerina type thing.
Yeah, you ever wrestled a fat guy before? They got fat guy strength.
Do you want to try stealthing ahead with me, or do you want to stay here?
I'm willing to trust you with scouting ahead, Dax.
Okay.
I lean into Mormon as I go to scout ahead and go, he just wants to get a word of me.
You'll be fine, don't go too far.
You know me.
I say as I run away.
And I know you to go far too far.
I cast light on Mom's beard, and I head forwards with a 7 in stealth. To be just on the edge of their light.
As he casts it, Ollie turns around and sees your glowing beard. He goes, ah! Apparently, this is super funny to a dwarf. Like, this is hilarious.
As
Dex disappears, I go, oh, you son of a... But my heart's
in
not
front
really
of you.
in it.
I cast it on his beard as well as I go past.
He points at his, and he thinks it's even funnier. And you just left with the sound of a cackling dwarf as you work your way down the stairs in front of him.
Okay, I go about... I mean, where can people see with this light? Like 60 foot, maybe? With dark vision?
Yeah.
I go about 60 foot in front of the party then.
All you see is stairwell. It just seems like endless stairwell. Occasionally there's a door that leads off to the side, but mostly just a spiraling stairwell.
I check each door as we go past and then hurry ahead to get 60 foot ahead again, and just in case there's anything interesting in there or anything of use or any enemies that can ambush us.
As you peek inside of doors, you note that they just lead to separate shafts that lead off in different directions. Some of them act as like transit corridors where there's a short way and another door. Sometimes it's just open. You look down and there's a short hallway leading to another stairwell that just goes in a different direction. You get the feeling the dwarves have been working this area for a long time, and a lot of these areas are disserviced. Like, they don't use them anymore. Maybe they didn't lead to the load of iron that they were looking for, or maybe the yields just weren't good enough. Maybe some of them they just didn't have the manpower to do right now, and so having found kind of a vein here or there, they've left it for later.
Okay.
Do we start seeing any of the alabaster that we were promised?
Not yet. Not yet. Did you want to ask Ollie?
Yeah. Now, where's all this alabaster you said's down here?
When we get down to the door, it seems to come from the door, weirdly. We
Comes
follow the vein.
from the door?
It's... You'll see what I mean.
That's foreboding.
Normally, alabaster, it sits along... Well, it's not uncommon to find alabaster alongside iron deposits, but this one was particularly interesting because it was thicker than expected given the yield of the soil. So we followed it. As far as we knew, there was no alabaster supply here on the island, so we thought, the mother lode to ourselves. It's great for working in pottery and other little knickknacks and tchotchkes and storage boxes and things of that nature for jewelry, and it can be crafted easily. It's a soft stone, and so we thought maybe we had come upon something profitable. But it led to the door, and, well, ever since we arrived at the door, nothing good happened.
Ollie,
Yeah?
you like alabaster then? It's like one of the stones that you like to work with.
Well, I'm not a stoneworker myself, not like Stoneweaver here and his family, but they prize things like that, eh, Stoneweaver?
Yeah, it's nice stuff.
And it's a soft stone.
Sure.
So what do you think of, like, sedimentary stone? What do you think of, like, limestone or sandstone?
Easy enough to dig through. Can be temperamental from time to time, but it's preferable. I suppose it depends on the movements of the earth, too. I would prefer to work in sterner stuff if I know I'm in an area prone to earthquakes and things of that nature, but if you're in settled soil, it's fine. Can lead to some interesting finds.
That splat rolling like a natural 20 on his composure check right there.
Yeah. Maybe Ollie's just not like me. Maybe he's not a hater. After some time scouting ahead, you reach the bottom. And it's been a good hour of just going downstairs. Every now and again, he'll take you to one of those transfer doors and move over. And you start to get the feeling that without Ollie, you're not going to find your way out of here. It's just there's so many stairwells going in so many different directions through so many different transfers. But you arrive at what feels like the bottom. The stairs stop.
Okay, so
and
about
you are deep in the earth.
5 or 10 minutes in, looking through one of these corridors, can I pick up like a bit of rock that looks like it might leave a mark, like any sort of sedimentary would do, really?
Sure.
And every time we go down, we take a change of direction or whatever. I just want to make like a little mark, like an X or something. Like it'll be in Goblin script.
Make me a survival check, because that's what's used for navigation, to see how well you annotate everything and how well you kind of mark your tracks. The rest of you perception checks to notice him doing this.
Thank you.
12.
13.
Jinx.
I haven't heard that in so long.
Yeah, I know.
Gray and Adabi, you both notice him leaving these marks back behind. You get the intent, too. You get what he's doing.
Seems like a fine idea.
Yeah, I'm not even going to make mention of it because there's no...
You're all resigned to never coming back, aren't you? That's what it's come down to.
Well,
You're we're not coming back anyways. This is it. You walk a bit of a ways until the cave begins to open up, and it turns into a wide chasm, the likes of which you haven't really seen since you got off the minecart.
Does it
you
look
went
like
for your little tumble?
Good ambush spot?
Look at the ceiling.
I look at the ceiling.
You look at the ceiling.
Yeah.
Perception checks from everybody, please.
Well, I'm ahead of everyone scouting because I want to go back and warn them if there's a potential ambush spot coming up.
Sure.
10.
Oh! Yeah. I rolled a natural 20. That means I'm going to blow up the party.
Natural 1.
6.
I fall into the chasm.
Exodus. You can't resist the urge. This room looks particularly echoey, and you really, really like echoes. You hear Dax behind you go, "Hello!"
No, I go.
Ollie turns and says, "Damn it!" He tries to slap the harmonica out of your hand.
No, it's the echo coming back around.
And down at the bottom of kind of a rough... In fact, everybody give me athletics checks. You've got to do some free climbing here. You arrive at the end of a bluff. Ollie says, we've got to climb down a bit from here. It's not too far, though.
17.
Davy, it's a pass. Mormon, that's a pass.
Mormon.
Hey, that's a pass.
Can I get a lift?
I get excited every time I don't fail.
I go, all right, and let Dax climb on my shoulders or whatever.
Okay, you carry him downwards. Ollie climbs down along with you, and after probably a 20, 30-foot climb downwards, you weave your way in between jutting stones sticking out, and you find your way to a massive door. Perception checks from everybody.
Ollie, why is this area so rough-hewn?
Is it perception or investigation? Are we
Just perception for now,
okay,
just for your first impressions of the area.
5.
First impressions, then I would be using a 19.
11 turned into a 12 because of the thing.
Okay. Dax with a 19. Everybody else, you see a big door in front of you, probably 30 feet tall. It looks like nothing you've ever seen before, except for you, Mormon. Even though your roll was poor looking, these are the geometrical shapes of whatever the people were you viewed in your vision. They don't have carvings of people or anything like that. Instead, every single bit of the door going up is etched in polygons and hexagons and strange connecting figures and geometry that all run together in almost an impossibly complicated way, as though it was all planned when put together. But a craftsman doing that would have a rough time even planning all of this out. It's a work of art, really. And at the center is a large slot, precisely the shape of the keystone that you currently have. In front of the door, Dax, you see a collection of Kizrathi bodies. 40, 50, 100. There are many of them. As you look along the ground, there's scorch marks, burn marks. Around each of them, it looks like bodies have been blown apart by some magical spell or discharge.
Guys, the body's down there. We should probably try and sneak forwards in case there's some sort of defensive stuff.
Bodies?
I've got out a notebook and I've started sketching what parts of the door I can.
Okay.
I go, this is the thing I saw in my dream. This is like the same stuff that city's made of. Knew there had to be a connection.
What, this door?
Yeah, it must have been made by the same people who made the city and the pillar and everything.
Ollie says, if you look at it, doesn't it strike you as the walkway to a city? And as he says that, you look around and it does. It looks like the main thoroughfare which leads into a city. Like you can almost see the castle guards and the buskers and the carts sitting alongside this entire area if it wasn't coated with blood and body parts. Luckily enough, Ollie says, it seems like whatever's in here is not friendly with, the creatures. It does not appear to want them here.
Might not be friendly with us either.
Sure. Although I will say that the door's been down here for a long time and has never bothered any of my workers. Although it's fairly rare that we come down this way It's never shown any malicious intent. So far as we knew, it was just a door. We were curious, but we know better than to open things that we don't have the manpower to contain, and so we just left it be. Although these bodies weren't here the last time we came through.
Yeah, this is quite disconcerting. I'm not sure if we should linger. If we must be here, we must do what we need quickly. And be gone.
Do you know the safest way to move ahead?
Well, my thought was, if you look at these outermost columns and the size of this cavern, collapsing this would more or less collapse the entire structure. However, we've neither the fuse. I mean, the amount of time it would take us to get to the surface, upwards of 4 or 5 hours. We could try. He walks over to several large pillars that are about 20 by 20 that are alongside both sides of the gate. He says, well, we could collapse these here. Although if I recognize the architecture, Stoneweaver, what do you think? Make me a stonework check.
Doesn't one of you guys know the spell Levitate? I thought one of you guys did. Oh.
It's from Shadowrun. I know Levitate. I use it on everything.
Yeah, you do. You probably don't even eat cereal while holding the spoon now. You just levitate the fucking spoon.
It's weird.
Like, there you
how
go.
Levitate fixes all problems in Shadowrun. Like, you can use it as a weapon. You can use it as a utility. It's great for everything. It fixes all problems.
But it doesn't
How
get
would
rid
it do
of
a
taxes.
stonework check?
Arcana, please. And then you're going to do it with advantage.
And you get a +1 for underground.
You do. You do indeed.
It'd be a decentish roll then, hopefully.
Normally stonework's just intelligence, but there is...
Oh,
no, it isn't. I knew that was going to happen. 7. 7 is what I get in total.
I make a stonework check, because I've spent time in grousting.
Sure, go for it.
I'm really distracted by like drawing the stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, that looks fine. Hold on, I'm just.
You are getting like a memory from your visions and stuff. Oop, that's athletics. That's worse.
Yeah, I'm like, forget the normal world of the moment.
Natural 1.
We're gonna
my
screw
character.
this up so bad.
My character has no formal training in Arcana, so sorry.
Oh, that's too good.
I can't help you.
Mormon.
Dax,
I'm a paladin,
you lean
so I can't
against
help
one of the pillars, and there's a rune there, and it slides sideways as you lean against it, and you hear, and then it's gone. There's a slight shake in the walls. Ollie looks at you bright-eyed, wide-eyed.
Guys,
what did you do?
Check for runes, just don't touch them. I think I may have lent on something.
Sure. Can we check for runes?
Investigate, yeah.
Everybody investigate.
Okay, definitely. Oh, can I I'm gonna what's that spell? Guidance
15.
that.
17, which becomes 18.
So I got a 20.
8, 18, and 20.
Oh. 20.
All right. So from Gray, Mormon, and Dax, you all pretty quickly start finding runes. 3 or 4 of them on each pillar. Do you slide them and move them?
Not straight away.
Mormon, do the runes
I
look
see
familiar?
some. There's some here.
Do they look like they're from your visions?
I'll think back to my vision and see if I can remember any runes.
Okay. Make me an intelligence check, just flat, with proficiency, since you've seen the vision.
And you're underground.
I'll stand from behind him and rub his temples.
Mm-hmm.
Remember.
God.
Remember. No.
Do you have to rub his temples though?
And I'm guidancing him.
Remember my proficiency, it add 2 to that.
Okay,
and then I get another 1 because I'm in a.
It says 23.
I'm in a cave.
You do.
All of the bonuses.
You quickly remember that you've seen a lot of these runes. You don't know any particular sequence or anything like that, but you do remember seeing symbols like these on some of the strange pedestals that whatever they were standing near and interacting with. Perhaps some remnant of their language, or just indicators of some kind, pictorials, hieroglyphs.
Can you remember the sequence they interacted with them?
You don't remember any particular sequence because they weren't punching anything in right there. They were cheering and having kind of a victory moment in your vision.
I recognize them, but I don't think they were doing anything with them at the time. They all just stood around chanting and stuff.
Oh, they're related to the gate. Are these runes hidden, like meant to be concealed, like there could be a trap, or are they meant to be obvious, like there could be a control system?
They're hidden.
I'm being so dumb right now. Can I spend 10 minutes and cast Comprehend Languages? I mean, maybe the runes are just purely arcane and that won't assist us, but maybe they're written in a different language and that would.
Sure.
I mean,
I'd
be like, so I'll turn to Dax and say, I'll ask Lady Grey for guidance. Give me a few moments to say the proper prayer.
Good idea. You do that, and just in case, Davi, can you do your detect magic? You can't do rituals, can you? No, not a good idea.
I shrug. I'll look at it. Yeah.
You cast the spell on yourself, and as the magic washes over you, for a final time, you hear a voice in your head, Gray. You must get inside. The bond is weak.
She's really keen on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna respond in my prayers. So it's somewhat whispered, but very quietly to myself. But what is the key? What is the key for us to get in? Lady Grey, please give me guidance.
There's no response.
Mm-hmm.
As you cast Comprehend Languages, though, you look at them and you know instantly, because they don't translate. There's kind of a weird swishing motion whenever you cast this spell as it converts into a language you understand. The runes stay the way that they are, which means that they're purely pictorial.
Okay. I've completed my prayer to Lady Grey, and while her blessing is working, I can tell you that it is not going to benefit us. These are arcane runes and not another language. You may have already guessed that, but I'm confirming it.
Okay. Well, don't we just need to put the key in the lock and then like it?
But what if it uses like an IR sensor or like maybe Bluetooth or something? Maybe you don't actually insert it into a...
Gotta log into the Wi-Fi first.
Yeah. Does anybody have the Wi-Fi password? Does anybody have the Wi-Fi password? Where the hell's the key? Just press the button on the W.
You've got to put gold into it, like for every minute that you're opening the door.
Hey, nobody said they weren't capitalists.
Oh, it's funny.
Let's look at that key thing.
Sure. Ollie breaks out the keystone and shows it to you. It is also covered in the pictorial runes. And they seem investigation check.
I was going to say, can I make an investigation check to try to compare the... I'm going to use guidance.
Are we all doing that?
Sure.
Oh, okay. I rolled twice. That was weird. But I'm taking the 21.
All right.
22 total. Not that. It was a random second roll.
You all quickly work out a sequence on the side of...
I don't.
You notice that they seem to run from a certain spot, and the first one seems to be denoted by some kind of etching over the top of it that seems to be you rotate clockwise from there, maybe? You have a sequence now, and it does seem to match up with what's on the side of the pillars.
Now, technically I've already put in one of the runes. Might have ruined the sequence.
Can you reset it?
Is the reset button?
Does it look like it inserts? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, this slides into the door. It looks like a big white gemstone almost.
Okay.
Ollie says, oh yeah, the alabaster. All along the walls there, if you were looking to collect some, now would be the time.
Whatever the decision
I'll wander over
is,
and grab some.
Whatever the decision is, I do not mind being the one to take action. So wherever it is that we decide to place this stone, you may all step back and I will do it. I feel a calling to me. This door needs to be opened. And I think it should be me. I know I should be the one to do it.
Okay, but hear me out here. We've got the alabaster. We've got all the things. Somehow that wolf thing is connected to this door. Before we open the door, wouldn't it be best to do the thing with the alabaster?
You mean head all the way back and kill this supposed wolf that rumors are saying exists and common folk are praying to?
Do we need to head back for that? Well, what was the actual... Like, didn't we just
Mormon, you have stoneworking tools with you right now.
Was.
You have stoneworking tools with you right now. You could spend time creating just a simple vessel so that you can combine the parts and do the ritual, which was left for you inside the diary that Gray brought back for you that was hidden inside the temple.
Yeah, we could do it anywhere, right? We didn't have to go anywhere specific to do it. It just took effect.
I never read that. I only gave it to Dax. So whatever information he has, he's the only one with it.
Okay. In which case,
Can we
I would know.
At least pile some of the Kisrathi into like a little bonfire?
Ew.
If you'd like to. Yeah, sure.
I thought you'd had enough of fire.
It's true.
I just wish I took Mage Hand so I could start carrying around a Kisrathi sword with me at all times. It's like keep it so if I ever need it, I have it on hand. I want one, but I can't have it.
It's the point I have Mage Hand.
I mean,
it's for stealing gold, but you never steal gold because you're a bad dwarf.
Because everyone's always looking. Doesn't work.
Oh, you guys should have gone back into the armory. With everything burnt away, the gold probably would have been more easily found by the rest of you.
That we didn't know it was there.
You could be 37 gold richer.
They didn't know it was there.
Yeah.
You hear clink.
There it is.
Perception check.
18?
18 as well with the +1.
Not bad.
Six.
Instinctively, all of you but Dax look over, and out of the corner of your eye, you see the original rune slide back into position.
I think
I
we're
put that
okay
rune
then.
in, and I think that's going to ruin everything. I don't know what we can do. Like, there's a reset button, or I notice everyone looking at my shoulder.
I take the thing. I'm going to take the thing from his hand. I'll make a check if I need to.
I'm not holding it. I've got the keystone.
Ollie's got it.
I'll take from Ollie's hand and start walking forward.
I point Dax directly at the rune that just shifted back. It looks like it's done it itself.
Oh. Okay.
Let's get the sequence in.
I take the thing and I start walking forward. I understand that maybe it's not the safest thing.
So this wolf thing is connected to this door, and we can do the spell very quickly from anywhere in the entire world. It might be a good idea to do it now, because if it is related to the door and it appears, we'll want to be able to fight it if we have to, because otherwise it can't be really hurt very easily.
Have I returned with a chunk of alabaster?
You have.
What are you at?
Start trying to chisel it out into a thing.
What are you trying to ask, X?
We just need to wait until we can cast the spell, because the spell was given to us by a worshipper of the Grey Lady, so this thing seems to be all connected, and it would seem to be disrespectful to ignore,
Okay.
the signs she's put in front of us.
If we need to do it now, do we have the pearls on hand?
You have everything you need.
Okay, let's do it.
We've just got to put a hole in the alabaster so that it can technically be a vessel.
I'm working on that at the moment.
If it's a prayer to the Grey Lady, then I guess I will lead it.
I scowl a little bit that he's leading the prayer again, and I'm a cleric, but cool.
I'm the paladin. You could always say no, but I'm bigger.
You begin praying to the Grey Lady. As you make the ritual, do you guys want to start crafting the ritual?
Crafting the ritual?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I got some tools.
You've got to set up a circle and everything else.
I'm gonna basically, because I've got the list of things and the instructions and the steps of the ritual, I'm gonna be going through it and giving people orders and parts to do in the ritual.
So, right, we need I've Newt and leg of... That's my shopping list. We need the black pearls.
We go through them like that.
Okay, everybody Arcana checks from everybody to get this thing done.
Arcana. Oh man, I'm bad at Arcana. Arcana's for wizards.
7.
Can I use perception
20,
persuasion to try and group effort help people out?
Mm-hmm.
Arcana's for wizards and warlocks, not for paladins and clerics.
I get 20 and it turns into 21.
Okay.
From the thing.
16 to help people out.
Okay, everybody gets advantage on their Arcana rolls, as Dax acts as an organizer.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll roll again.
16.
Let's get a natty 1 out of the way.
I stick with the 21.
Oh, close.
Gray, this kind of stuff is a bit over your head. All of your abilities have always been innate. You've always felt like you were blessed by the gods, and that's just why your magic works and why the things happen.
Just keep praying, Gray. Just keep praying.
Mormond, you begin to trace a circle in the ground with your foot, and taking a piece of charcoal, you start making the lines that need to be made. You begin marking all of the people, as it says in the instructions, with coal kind of above their eyebrows and like certain passes and lines and things of that nature. Davi, you jump in as well, and noticing a few weak spots in the ritual, you start arranging some of the stones so that the magic will flow easier around it and so it looks more aesthetically pleasing.
You gotta have good feng shui.
Yeah, and then from there you begin grinding down the black pearls, which, Mormon, this somewhat pains you because you know what those are worth. And as of right now, they're just being crushed into powder. And so that's a part of the ritual. With the down leaf, you make that into a paste, which is then put into like a putty almost, or like a Play-Doh with the powder that you just made. And then from there, you just need water. Does anybody have a water flask?
Yes.
Of course.
You fill the bowl slightly with water. And as the ritual says, you sink the dough to the bottom, this strange mash that you've made. And then, Mormon, you place the bowl at the center. And you are the one that's instructed to do this. Since you've had an interaction with the spirit so many times before, you have the strongest link to it. The final instruction is to sink your face into the water.
I read it out and go, and Mormont, you're not going to like this. You have to take it as a suppository.
Give me the bloody instructions, I grab them off him.
I try and resist. I try and resist. I back up and go, no.
Judge intentions first.
You've got to take it as a suppository, Mormont.
Can I get the thing out of his hand?
The second time he goes through it, I will let him have it. And then be like...
What the hell is wrong with this group of people? I take them off him and read it, and it says, put my face in it, and I'm like, no, that's not much better.
Yeah, I wasn't really...
Don't worry, Mormont. If you turn back into the wolf again, we'll be ready.
All of you take positions, and the instruction is to begin chanting what's written down, arcane words and messages and things of that nature, while Mormont stands at the center of the circle and immerses his face in the bowl.
If that thing turns up here, I'm going to kill it.
So you all begin chanting, and there's a feeling of energy that enters the room. Ollie, having no part in this, steps backwards and seems to watch and wonder.
I don't chant.
Mormon...
What?
Are you really that dedicated?
I'm a bard. A lot of my magic comes through my instruments. That's how I channel my magic. I assume I can read the arcane symbols, and I can put them on like a
scale.
Was that in the instructions? So we're performing a complex ritual right now, and you're making adaptations and improvisations.
Okay, fine.
He can't help himself. He's James Bard.
Lawyer extraordinaire.
There we go. See, it's become a meme.
Mormont, as your face touches the water, you feel almost as if you're being sucked through and traveling through a white tunnel. You find yourself quickly in a place where you've been before. You're standing in the middle of a grass field with trees around. The Croftwood. You recognize this place. Alongside you are two people that are standing there having a discussion. One of them is Redfern. The other is the Kizrathi who you first saw at the Cook Shrine. The massive ancient Kizrathi. And they're both speaking plainly in common with one another. The child is just over there. And if I do this, you'll leave Woodley alone. I gave you my word. Comes back from the Kizrathi. I'm serious, Karak. You'll leave us alone. The island will be yours, but you'll leave us and you'll let us leave. You have my word. And from there you see the Kizrathi hand a crossbow to Redfern, who begins to walk into the forest. Your spirit feels drawn to him as you float silently behind him, watching the events transpire. And you notice that in the distance you can see the ruins above the surface that you went near before when you touched them when you had the vision prior. As you round a bend, along with Redfern, you see a little girl in a red dress playing alongside a stone outcrop. You recognize her. This is the girl that was identified to you as Talia. That's the only name that you had so far. You turn around and you see that Karak has come up behind Redfern. He says, "You know you have to do this, right?" Redfern looks shaky. He goes, I know. Your word? The little girl turns. She hears this exchange and sees him. He takes aim with the crossbow. And from there, you see a puppy sprint towards the little girl. And in that moment, you're sucked back out of the vision. And you're standing there with a bowl of water in your hand and dissolved paste.
I'll pull my head out of the water and go, "Oh, Redfern, you bloody idiot. He made the beast. He made the Black Hound.
He
made
what?
some sort of deal with the necromancers. Like Azrathi we saw. Apparently his name's Kark, something like that. Redfern was speaking with him in the Croftwood.
I'm so confused right now. Did we just kill the hound or what?
I think that all that happened was I saw how it came to be. Not sure if that helps us in any way.
That doesn't fix the problem, does it?
Well, did you say exactly what happened in the dream to us? Like, relate it exactly?
Well, I'll go on to say they made some sort of deal, and then Redfern shot a girl, Talia. I mentioned her before. I'd seen her in another vision, and there was a puppy there. I can only guess that somehow her death was used to turn that puppy into some sort of into the undead beast we'd seen before.
Well,
this is heresy of the greatest order, of the highest order. We should grab Redfern and make him face the hound.
Well, yes. Also, that might be a bit quick, and I'd prefer to draw out his suffering a little bit more. But it might
he doesn't need to suffer. He just needs to resolve this issue.
I'm gonna grab Mormon by the shoulders. I'm gonna grab Mormon by the shoulders and try to shake him out of this whatever vision he's having or had. And I'm like, what are we doing with this hound? Is it still there?
It might be that the hound is like effectively like a ghost, like a shade of like a person. If you've got unresolved issues and you die, you might come back as a ghost sometimes. And maybe that's what happened to the dog. Maybe we just need to reason with it and avenge it and tell it, that Talia wouldn't want this or
Doorbell,
something.
carry on.
Oh, there's someone at the door. The door.
Pizza.
Okay. Well, quickly. I got this. Wait, I'm going to GM.
Levels up 10 levels. We're now level 14.
There we go. Right, I'm now
Great
GM.
door opens and
Hi, I'm now
Great
Splat.
door opens.
You hear a doorbell. This arcane boom, 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 boom. You look towards the door and you can see it vibrating.
Does the great door open?
It's vibrating slightly, like someone's knocking. Boom, 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 boom.
Hello? Who is it? Hello?
No.
Go pull.
It's the
Mr.
Grey
Superman isn't over
Lady.
here.
Grey, I've come for you.
Oh, no, Miss Grey Lady not here. Miss Grey Lady not here. No, thank you. No, thank you. Miss Grey Lady not
You
here.
disappear for 10 seconds and it all goes to hell.
I know. There's no authority structure. With that, Ollie turns and he says, this is a dark portent. I don't know what to say. The killing of a child is reprehensible, surely. But there's something at play here we don't understand.
Regardless.
You said the ritual was supposed to kill the hound.
That was the intent, yes.
Perhaps it's dead. We're just down here, so we don't know. We don't know what happened above ground when you did that.
I think she said it would make it killable as opposed to being incorporeal.
I guess if we get back to the surface, we'll have a look for it. We'll see if it's gone or if it's appeared somewhere in a different form.
Sure.
And we should confront Redfern about it, if he's even the same man that made this deal in the first place.
However,
we should confront Redfern before the dog. We should bring him there to watch one way or the other. Perhaps Redfern is the key.
However,
perhaps Redfern needs to be consumed by it.
Okay. Maybe. We'll put that on the agenda. However, this does mean one thing. Mormon, you've been channeling this dog, right? When you first dived into the dog, you've got the fur and stuff.
Yeah.
So, you're somehow connected to it. You're empathizing with it. You're able to feel its emotions.
He seems to be connecting.
I mean, not day to day, but
he seems to be connecting with
I had
everything.
A connection.
I think, Mormon, you need to touch this door. See if you get another vision.
It also means we've got a new nickname for you. Puppy.
Oh, this again. I'm gonna try touching the door.
You walk forward, and you place your hand on the cold.
I'm saying it to them. I say, I'm gonna try touching this bloody door. If I fall over, put a pillow under my head or something.
Does he have any like symbols of his house or whatever on his armor or like something?
Sure, there would be tokens hanging from his minuscule beard or from his armor, something like that.
I tap his armor, and next to that is now a lit up portion of his armor in the shape of a puppy.
Done.
Ollie chuckles for a moment.
The door.
Carry on. As you place your hand on the door, nothing happens. It's cold to the touch. There's a slight vibration, though. Whether it originates from the door itself or from what's behind the door, you're not sure. It's not like a thump, or anything like that. It's just a solid hum. Just a hum.
It's a fridge.
So I've got my hand on it, and I turn around and say, nothing's happening. Vibrating, though. It must be something on the other side of it or something. Maybe it's just the magics.
Okay.
Gray, you hear a voice. Do the sequence now. They're coming.
I think we should begin.
I was going to suggest that, but why? Seemed rather sudden.
I told you. The Gray Lady, she speaks to me, and she demands it now. Now we should do the sequence.
Okay.
Let's get on with it then.
I grab...
I shouldn't waste any more time.
Moment, the fire.
Oh, I go over and hand him the bottle, say, please don't drop it.
I get ready to do the sequence after they're wrapped together.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're the one doing the sequence, correct?
Well, the pillars are about 25 feet from each other, and they're pretty large, so it's probably going to be a group effort.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Actually,
I'm trying.
I'll stand by one then.
I'll try to help.
Before we do this,
we're gonna fail all these Arcana rolls, though.
I would like to put the dwarvish fire and move some of those stones.
Which stones?
These stones here.
Okay.
And I would like to move a couple of stones and hide the dwarvish fire here.
Where'd you put the dwarvish fire? Right there?
Under some of the stones, just so that it's just peeking out from the door direction. Just so I can just see about a little bit of it if I look carefully.
Let me go ahead and annotate that so I don't forget.
And I'll try and conceal it as well as I can. Where is that? And I'll let everybody know that the idea is that that's our fallback point. If we get massively attacked, we fall back towards the door, and we'll detonate that to delay any attackers.
Okay.
And I will stealth it.
I've added the bomb to the map.
I moved the stones back towards this choke point here. Not all the stones, just enough of it to cover the little bomb.
I love the fact that it looks like a stick of TNT.
It is brilliant, yeah.
It's amazing the assets they have in Roll20. There's everything. Like it goes through Google and it just finds stuff for you.
Yeah.
And they're all like transparencies and everything.
Then the number of free ones that they have, it's pretty cool.
You know what? I step both the sticks of TNT to it. Let's just free me of this burden of explosives. Just both the sticks of TNT. And I put it in the center here with a 22 stealth on it to hide it.
Okay. Very nice. With that, do you put in the sequence? Clink. Creak. Clink. The sound of sliding stone fills the otherwise silent chamber. And the second all four are put in the proper sequence, the noise comes back. Ooh, but this time it doesn't leave. What do you do?
Go to the door.
Okay.
Have we put the thing in the door already?
No.
We should put the thing in the door.
I will gladly be the one to go up there and do it, and whatever instruction you had given me to do so.
It's too high for you to reach. What do you want to do?
Stand on Dax's shoulders.
I climb up Gray.
Yeah, there you go. The other way around then.
Give me a acrobatics or athletics. Gray, give me an athletics, and Dax, you can pick between the two.
Oh, do you see like teeter off that 20?
19.
Gray seems a little unsteady for a second, but as you bury your feet in his shoulders, he seems to find his strength, and you slide it into the slot.
All right, as I climb up Gray and he's looking a bit unsteady, I go, what, never had a goblin use it as a stepladder before? Bloop.
The second it makes contact with the door, the sound disappears, and you hear boo behind you. Perception checks from everyone.
Yay, my best roll.
14.
21.
Okay.
Nice.
I got a 7.
Okay.
It's a big helmet, you know? Like a little, you know, can't really see much.
Let's see here. Let me find... All right, cool. We're good to go. With that perception check, Mormond, Dax, and Adavi, you turn around. Gray, you're totally focused on this. The Gray Lady said to get through that door, and so you're watching it intently. The rest of you turn around, and you see a vague green shimmering figure standing in the middle of all the bodies, almost next to the explosives.
What is the figure described as?
The figure is tall, probably 8 or 9 feet tall, wearing robes. A long, purple, elongated head goes out behind him. His fingers are much longer than human fingers, but the hand size is the same. Much, much longer. His hands are carefully folded at his waist. Mormond, you would recognize this as one of the creatures you saw from the vision. One of the people you saw from the vision.
Edmund's beard. It's one of the things. One of the things I saw them in my vision, in the city. One of them.
What? Why do you seek entrance? Entrance.
Because the Gray Lady demands it.
I have no knowledge of the Gray Lady. With your perception checks, you can tell this is an illusion of some kind.
I was going to say, it seems like a broken AI.
Yeah, this is something you'd find in Mass Effect all over the place.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
We seek entry past the gates to find out the evil that lurks and haunts these lands so that we may better understand and protect those above us.
It sits for a moment and doesn't move.
Looking awfully transparent today. Do you come here often?
This city has been sealed by the Vinat Matatatar. No
what is
entry
a Vinat Matatatar?
Allowed.
The seal has been broken. We saw it.
What do you seek inside? Many have come before you.
Knowledge? And it's obviously not sealed if many have come before.
It gestures to all the bodies laying around.
Oh.
Many have approached. None have entered.
These are the bad guys we were talking about. We need to figure out how to stop them.
Persuasion check.
I don't know that it's an illusion, correct? You said that only 1 or 2 of them had noticed?
Only the people that made the perception rolls.
He's making his persuasion check, and I'm actually going
24.
I'm actually going to cast command on it, because like I'm getting annoyed with the amount of time it's taken, and I'm just going to say open, gesturing to the door, casting command. I know it won't work out of game, but
the creature turns to you. Your enchantments have no bearing here.
It's an illusion, Gray. It's not real.
Well, this sorcery stands between us and the Gray Lady's will.
And that's where my silver tongue comes in.
The owners of the gate, I think, stand between us and the Grey Lady's will. If we want the gate to open, we should probably, I'm looking at the bodies, probably try and be on its good side.
Ollie steps forward.
Hands open and go, we know that you obviously sealed something here for a great purpose. Can you also tell us what it is, and what the stone monuments on the surface have got to do with this? This is something that the evil that lurks in this land has been trying to get access to, and we worry about your defenses considering their resources. We need to be able to better understand it so that we may protect this land, as you have obviously done so by sealing it inside.
It turns its head slightly to the side, and then looks over its shoulder. Prove yourself. Kisrathi come. Throw them from the gate, and I will allow you entry. You turn.
That old chestnut.
Perception checks.
We turn towards the gate?
You turn away from the gate. So
17.
this way.
Okay.
Where are all of you
15.
right now? So the illusion is roughly...
16.
Let me just put something up so you know where the illusion is at. The illusion is like right here, basically.
The
And so
explosives
where
aren't
are
there,
all
by
of
the
you
way.
while you're
I
speaking
said
to
I
it?
moved the explosives and some stone to here. In the narrow part,
Okay.
because I wanted a choke point. And
All
there's
right.
some stones covering it.
All right. So where's everybody standing right now?
Oh, I was up at the gate. I was excited.
Okay.
Dax is on my shoulders at the gate.
I'd moved forwards because I'd walked forwards and hands open to talk to it. So I'm about 15 feet in front.
That's like when I take my daughter off my shoulders. I'm just like, oh, here you go, buddy.
I detected reverberations. You seem to have awakened them. Do this task, and you will enter.
If we must.
May I try and convince
Dax,
you
where are you at right now?
15 foot in front of them.
In front of where?
In front of the
like
gate.
right here?
No, I didn't go
Oh.
quite that close. I was just 15 foot in front of the gate because I was originally
It's
at
like
the gate.
there.
Oh, wise old one. If they do defeat us, which they will not, because, well, quite frankly, they're not half bad, they will have access to the keystone and the sequence for getting inside. If you were to grant us passage before they get here, we could better help defend against them, and with the knowledge you would give us. Would it not be better to find an ally rather than weaken us by fighting yet more enemies which your defenses are perfectly capable of killing?
Persuasion check.
That's a good one.
Can I cast guidance on him?
Oh,
Trying to offer Lady Grey's blessing to him. Hey, I rolled decent that time.
I got a 16 by rolling a 5.
The outer defenses are no longer functional. The ley line has been depleted. Soon, this place will go down.
Out of interest, does the ley line happen to run through some stone circles?
It does.
Guys, I think we found out why they destroyed the stone circle.
Ah, you speak of the lock. There is no time for that right now. They are here. You turn around and you hear shuffling from the corridor.
I'll turn to face and say, well, I guess we're holding them off.
Guys, just try and get them all to clump up around if you can.
By clamp up around, do you mean like try to approach the chokehold as much as possible?
As much as possible. Don't be there yourself. I have no idea what I've done.
It's funny. I was it's good that you said that because I was thinking like rush and like getting like right behind it, so they come rushing at me.
I mean, if you could take the hits to run, if you could take the hits and run, and then I would use my action as a held action after you moved, that's cool, but I don't know what you can tank, so...
I can tank a considerable amount.
If Gray wants to.
That's Gray's thing, is he is Mr. Tank. I just gotta cast one spell first and we're good to go.
I'll say, Ollie, how big's that explosion gonna be?
Pretty large, he says as he tucks in behind some stones.
I tuck in behind the stones as well with him. I need to be close enough to cast my spell.
Okay.
I'll move a bit closer to the rocks, ready to... I'll get behind him as well, yeah. Oops, crap. There we go. Am I allowed to move now, or are we combat timey?
Roll
We're combat timey, so pick your final start, and then we'll roll initiative. The illusion looks at you and says, "What say you?" Say you.
In Grey Lady's name.
We'll hold the gate.
It disappears. You hear a clunk behind you from the gate, as it seems to reinforce itself. Some of the geometry slides sideways, rolls forward, and begins to actually reinforce the center of it so that it's hard to tell that it's not just a solid piece of stone anymore. The work is so fine and so precise that interlocking hexagons and polygons and pentagons all rolling into one another form a massed, almost riveted surface over the front of the gate. You note that as those slide over, there are recessions, and inside those recessions there are runes inscribed, but they're dim. There's no light behind them. And with that, we'll go into combat. Everybody give me some initiative. Actually, hold on. Let me clear the track first.
Right, I'm stealthing behind the rock pile, by the way, so that my attack would be a surprise if successful. I'm trying to hide behind it.
4 again.
I have a 15 stealth.
Okay. Everybody add yourself to the tracker. I'm going to get the Kizrathi taken care of.
Not bad.
21 casters, bro. High five.
Yep.
Don't leave me hanging.
I always roll poorly on initiative. I've noticed that about myself, but that's actually kind of a good thing.
I thought it was just a verbal 5. I had to look at the camera.
As far as you can tell, looking down the corridor, it is swarming with Kizrathi right now. The ones that you see on the battlefield are not the only ones. They're clambering down from the ceiling. They're coming down from the rock.
These are clearly the only ones.
Yeah, sure. And with that, we'll start combat. Adavi, add yourself to the initiative, please, or change your initiative.
Before we start combat, can I press the quick save button? You know, in case we make any mistakes.
Why am I on the initiative twice? Yeah.
This is the usual weirdness.
Yep. There we go. Should be all good now.
What'd you say? Derek, what'd you say?
I was just wondering if I could press the quick save button to, in case any mistakes happen.
F5, baby. F5.
No, that's what we did at the top of the stairs earlier, right? We had a save checkpoint. We're good.
Oh, that was the formal one. This is the quick save, so we don't have to go back through all that garbage again. That's all RP crap. Let's just kill stuff.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Dax, let's do this thing. What do you want to do?
You ready?
Okay.
You ready? You ready? You ready?
I'm going to keep my stealth. I'm going to hunker down. And I'm going to spend my action as a held action to detonate the bomb at a time when there's lots and lots of people next to it who are evil, and most of my friends are out of the way. Or if one of my friends goes up, grabs it, and chucks it over at them, because apparently they're swarming down from the ceiling. So if we can, like, chuck it up and then, like, detonate it as it gets to the peak of its, like, explosion or something. And I whisper over at my people nearby and go, guys, if someone goes and grabs it and chucks it up at those up there... But I'm holding my action, and that's it. No. Bonus action I will spend. I will spend my bonus action. And I'm going to inspire... I want to inspire Ollie, but he's been such a failure recently.
That's not his fault. That will help. That will reduce his failureness.
Where's Gray? Gray's all at the back.
Sadly, I never moved from there with Adavi.
Wait,
I'm the melee guy.
I don't see failureness on my character sheet. Where do I roll failureness?
Don't worry, it's all over my character sheet. That's actually what everything is simply labeled as.
I'm going to inspire Ollie. I'm going to do it. It's probably going to go wrong. And,
Hey, I'm off my character sheet. My initiative disappeared. That's weird.
I'll re-add you.
No, I got it. Okay. I just got to see what I rolled before. Which was a 5. Can I keep the 18?
You cannot. You may not.
You can just drag and drop me above Mormont. You don't have to yeah.
This makes sense. The cast is at the top and the fight is at the bottom.
There we go.
I look at Ollie, and to grant him inspiration, I point over at the bomb, and I point at him, and I make a chucking motion, and I go, I got some hot stuff, baby, this evening. I got some hot stuff, baby, tonight. I got some hot stuff, baby, this evening. We're gonna have some fire tonight.
Adavi, what do you want to do? It's your turn.
I want to start taking out some of these twists. They're exactly at my optimal range of 120.
Okay.
So I want to start beating them up.
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to start off with this dude right here. Let me ping him for you.
Done.
And I'm going to triple Scorching Ray his face.
Okay.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, those are terrible rolls, but 12, 7, and 24 for the attacks.
One of them hits him for 6 damage as your searing ray flies outwards and strikes him.
Terrible rolls. Terrible rolls.
Okay. That's going to take us to the Kizrathi's turn. The melee Kizrathis. This Kizrathi is going to run forward to here. And he produces a stick of dynamite. And he's going to throw it.
That changes where I'm going. We'll go over here.
I don't suppose I can use my held heat metal on his dynamite instead.
Nope, you already declared it, buddy. You already declared it. He can only throw... He'll take disadvantage. So he's going to throw the dynamite at the stone right here on the corner.
Wait a minute. If he rolls with disadvantage, is there a chance that it'll just blow up in his hand?
There is a chance. There is a chance.
But that didn't happen.
He rolled a 4. And so I'm going to say that diverts it. We're going to pick a direction here.
Major diversion there.
It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And so the dynamite, he lights it and screeches, and it lands right here.
Oh, balls.
Oh, wait. When's Mormon's turn? Ooh, Mormons can mage hands that. What's mage hand? Is it 30 feet? 20...
I think so, yeah.
If you got a little closer, like if you moved to, like, say, here... wait. Oh, it's not pinging for me. If you move to, like, say, here, and then use your spell and then move back, you can move that as far as here. Or here, so you don't accidentally blow up the other dynamite that we have set up.
Just take the major bomb and just float it into the middle of them.
Well, I figured that way we could still use the chokehold.
Yeah, but they're going to be past it by next turn. How many are on the ceiling, out of interest, Splat?
Perception check.
Do we know how long it'll take for that dynamite to explode?
15.
Nope.
Yeah, I say we don't leave it within vicinity of our chokehold. That way the chokehold, your plan can still stick.
15.
You know what I'm saying?
How many are on the ceiling? Yeah, it depends how many's on the ceiling, though.
Many. It looks like an ant hive right now. They're
in which
crawling
case, maybe
all over the place.
Yeah, maybe this is better chucked straight upwards to the ceiling with the flame bomb.
Mine's a flipping Moria. Oh my god.
It's bad.
Oh god.
The archers are going to step in. And having vague line of sight, I'll move him to there. You guys have cover, so that's going to give you... what's the full cover bonus? +5?
+5.
+5, okay. They fire twice.
I think it's a bonus to your dex saves as well.
I'm stealth. I don't know if they've seen from my stealth, though.
Okay. These are going towards Ollie from the guy on the left. That's a 23, so that's a hit on Ollie. The guy on the right is going to fire his 2 now. And those are going to go towards Mormond. And Mormond, you are safe, it looks like, with your +5. Arrows begin to clatter off of the rocks in front of you. One of them skips momentarily and hits Ollie in the chest.
What was Ollie's AC?
Ollie's a 17.
+5, so that makes it a 22.
22.
I'm going to cunning words that then, as my reaction.
Okay.
No, cunning words will reveal my location. I'll let him take the hit. I don't reveal my location. Sorry.
Because of the skip, he doesn't get hit as hard as he could have, but it sticks right underneath his shoulder pauldron and catches him for 4 damage. That's going to bring us back around to Gray. What do you want to do?
I'm too far because I stayed back to do anything useful right now. So I'm just going to kind of move up to the party at this point. So I'm going to move right there. It's a dash action double move.
Okay.
Leave right there is 60. And that puts me kind of pulling the attention of them instead of...
I can't see
them hitting my friends.
Your nameplate.
I'm here.
Yeah. I think nameplate for you and Daddy I can't see.
Oh, really? I can't see Daddy. The line's right there.
Got it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Cool.
That takes us to Mormond. What do you want to do?
You were saying they were like crawling all over the ceilings? Is that like right above us at the moment?
No.
Or further back?
It's all coming down the corridor behind you. They're kind of swirling in.
Okay, so they're further away than the ones on the ground at the moment, or same distance?
They're further away.
Okay, So I probably couldn't throw the dynamite at them then. But yeah, upon seeing the that stick of dynamite bounce off the rock and land over there, that's too close, right? That's like it'll hurt us close.
Don't forget, you can move, use your action, and then move again afterwards. So you can come out from cover, do whatever you're doing, and then go back behind cover after.
Probably makes sense because I imagine it's quite a big rock and I need to be around the side of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do the Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, I'll do that then. Okay, so I'll move.
Just don't land it near the other bomb because it would be such a waste to chain them.
Do you remember the 3.5 spell? It was called like throw or something like that, or launch item. Launch item. You used to use it to like hurl potions at one another, but then when you realized that you could throw other more devious things like grenades, you'd be like, wait, this is like a range of 120 feet. Awesome.
Send it.
I'll jump around the side. Consist of lots of people with a low-level throw spell just throwing like stuff over the battlements.
Yeah. Well, the way I always did it was like if it wasn't in the PHB, it was a spell that had to be discovered. So it made you PCs feel a little bit more unique when they got to have them. But holy crap, some of those spells were ridiculous. You'd be like, this was worded just right.
So I jump around the side of the rock and so I've got vision again on the stick of dynamite. I go, I've not practiced this yet, and then I reach my hand out, and another spectral hand shoots out the end and carries on towards the stick, and then I grab with my hand. The magic hand grabs the stick as well, and I try and chuck it as far away as I can in the direction of the enemy.
It costs you an action to cast.
Mm-hmm.
In order to control the hand, you need an action.
Does it? You short?
I've got the spell in front of me right here. If anybody wants to challenge it, that's fine, but it says you can use your action to control the hand, but he used his action to cast the hand.
Is that not the action that I used to use it? Because I assume that's what it was reading it.
Yeah, usually the round that you cast
what's
the spell,
it called?
you
Magic
can take
hand?
action with the spell. Yeah.
A mage
This
hand.
says you can use your action rather than an action, so my thinking was your action is in the action you used to cast it.
Yeah, where I run into that is it says the casting time is one action. So...
in which case you cast it as an action, free action pick up item, and you can use that instead, because you can trade your action for the hand's action. And then you just walk it.
Yeah, because that's the whole idea, is that like part of casting the spell, you can move it to 30 feet, and then you can choose to continue moving after that first turn, but it takes your action. So more or less they're saying, oh, it's not free every round after the initial round of 30 feet. You have to continue using your action to continue using the ability of the spell. So the tax is after round one as opposed to on round one.
I'm not totally convinced.
It requires your action
use the boss
followed by your action on subsequent turns. But a caveat, and I can control my hand with bonus actions, so they could create an action then. There's lots of people saying it depends on raw, depending on so it depends if you would allow someone to effectively, once they've casted it, use it as normal. So I would say like you wouldn't be able to use it as an attack action because an attack requires an action, but you could just pick up as a free action.
I'm gonna rule, instead of like getting stalled on it, I'm gonna rule that just this once, I'm gonna let the two actions. We'll look into it further, but just this once, I'm gonna go with the rule of cool, and so you can throw the dynamite. It's fine.
All right, so the hand grabs it and I shoot it off in the directions. How far can I move it? So it would be, you can move the hand up to 30 feet each time. I guess I've already moved it part of that because I sent it towards the dynamite.
When you cast it, it casts where it is. It doesn't move it to there. It just casts it there.
Oh, okay, so it just appears on the dynamite.
Yeah.
Well, I'll move that 30 feet then.
Okay.
That looks nice.
Okay.
How big a range does dynamite have? Do you know? Like as a dwarf.
Maybe as a dwarf I'd know.
I mean, you don't have to throw it. You literally just move it 30 feet with your mage hand. You know what I mean? So you can move it up to 30 feet is right here is 25 feet, which is still... no, sorry, here you go. It was 25 feet, which is 30 feet from you. Or here's 30 feet from you. And only 30 feet from there, so that's perfectly safe. So you cast a spell, and this stays completely within your range.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And then it blows up half the group. And then it also keeps like a nice big blast radius distance from the... I
think that's okay.
I don't know what blast radius is on it, so...
Is it going right
neither.
there?
That's why I'm like, get it away!
I'll put it there.
Right here?
Yep.
So it's not like a forced push; it's like a forced lift.
That's a good idea. It will shield the back explosion from the bomb. Good idea.
I'm going to dive back round to here, having, like, I open my hand and the hand holding the dynamite disappears. He just plops onto the ground.
Okay. There it is.
The rock again.
At the beginning of the turn, the dynamite explodes. And it's going to do, let's find out.
I'm going to take credit for that one and say, I said to him as I walked by and said, use your magics to move it.
33 damage.
Whoa.
As it explodes. Boom! And this guy is just reduced to nothingness. He's just gone. He just disappears. The whole room shudders, though, and shakes as the reverberations bounce off the wall. But you notice that it disappears into just a wall of noises. Dozens of hundreds of creatures making that noise gets loud real fast. Takes us to the top. Dax, what you want to do?
Same as I did last time. I am going to hold my action in case anyone throws it, in case a lot of people get into contact with it, or if someone produces a stick of dynamite within range. I might forgo it, depending on if someone else is actually going to throw the thing. Because if someone's going to throw the thing, I'm obviously going to wait for that, because I can't let it go. Wee, bump. But yeah, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to use my bonus action to inspire Adavi. Seeing that really poor, like, spray of firebolts last time, I look at Adavi and go... I know I've used this before, but I can't think of anything else, so I'm just going to, for speed, you go... Hit them with your best shot. Why don't you hit them with your best shot? Hit them with your best shot and fire them well.
Fire away. I'll fire away then. But this time I'm going to target 3 different characters. I'm going to target this dude, and this dude.
Okay.
Ooh!
The 20 is a hit.
Damn. And
so did the 20 go to this guy right here?
Hold on, I gotta add the inspire first, right?
Okay.
And does that affect all 3 of those rolls because it's one action,
no,
or
one
what?
of them, because each is a separate attack roll. It can affect one attack
I'd take
roll.
the 15.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a 1d4?
A 1d6.
Very nice.
Okay,
so the 15 and the 20 are hits. So 7 and 5 damage. So the 7 goes to the middle guy, I assume, and the 5 goes to right or left. It's up to you.
Left, because I announced the right guy as the first one, so the first one's a miss.
This guy is hit by a scorching ray, and he coils backwards as he takes the damage, and he slowly just disintegrates into ash. He's gone. This guy at the center takes the scorching ray straight to the chest. He rolls slightly forward, but he's still up, and he's still just charging. That takes us to the Kizrathi's turn. This guy's going to pull forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And at any time, Dax, did you want to pop your action while they were moving?
There's still like hundreds of them climbing down the ceiling.
Okay.
There's still like hundreds of them climbing down the ceiling, is what I'm asking.
There are many. From the shockwave, a few of them fell and just splorched against the ground. But in general, there's still a lot of them down the corridor.
Are they clumped up down the corridor and spreading out as they get into a fighting range of us?
No, it's kind of just like a loosely massed mob. Just flowing, basically, like water almost.
I look at the team. Does anyone nod at me? Or do we hold it?
If you look at me, I'm going to look at the dynamite, look back at you, and then look up. And you can see that I'm prepared to continue sprinting.
If you detonate the dynamite, I count it as this guy, and almost this guy crossed it at the point you would detonate it. But not this guy, because he was way further back.
Can Dax roll an insight to get my to catch my meaning?
He just gets your meaning. I'll let him have it. Really cool.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm saying I will take the AOs to rush forward and grab that thing and to hurl it up.
Yeah, they're probably better targets. These are probably the scouts, right? Is my thinking? These are probably the scouts. They're probably the weaker ones who are just ranging around, especially since one of them went down to like 1 hit from a Davi. I'm gonna hold it.
Okay.
Hold on. You changed their positioning slightly.
Yeah,
before I would have taken 2 attacks of opportunity instead of 3.
So was this guy right here?
No, actually, he's down 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
And those other 2 are both shifted to the left by 1.
Okay. You guys have better eyes than I do.
Well, I counted my moves before, and I was going to take 2 AOs. Yep, there we go. Perfect.
Should always check Splat's work. It's usually shoddy.
No. I just know how much danger I put myself in. Go.
All right. Archer time. Archer on the left is going to fire at Gray twice.
That's cool. I have cover, right? Yeah, partial cover.
Yeah, partial. You get a +2.
So it's 2, so my AC is a 20 at the moment.
All right. And then the one on the right is going to shift his position slightly to here so as to negate said cover and go after you too. That's going to be a 22.
It's a hit.
And a 16. So you've got 1 hit right there. Does anybody want to figure out a way to negate that, or should I just roll damage?
I'm keeping
roll
my
damage.
Stealth. Sorry.
Okay. Gray, you take 5 piercing damage.
So reduce 3, and then that's 2 off my temp HP. Oops. Cool, thank you.
Gray, what do you want to do?
Okay. You are welcome to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 attacks of opportunity.
Okay. That's 15 and a 9. You're good.
That teetered. Okay. I'm going to holler Dax's name as I pick up the item. That's the free action pickup. Okay. And then I'm going to spend my action to hurl the thing as high up as I possibly can.
Okay. You hurl it up into the air. It flies up into the air. You can throw... I'm going to say you get about 60 feet up into the air. I'm going to say you got a cannon on you. What's your strength?
17.
Okay, so yeah, you can accomplish that. You're basically like superhuman at this point. And as it flies up into the air, what do you want to do, Dax?
As he chucks it, I go, Gray, come back! And as you throw it, as it gets to like the peak where all the Kizrathi are like trying to climb around it and stuff, I go, Gray lady says hi! And I heat metal on it.
Okay, it explodes, and you see probably a good 12 Kizrathi either be ripped apart or thrown from the walls. The shockwave causes a number of them to fall, and it's almost like a rain of blood for just a minute. The way that this is going to change things, however, is that the explosion did knock debris from the roof.
And alchemist fire, which will linger.
Yeah, and so it's raining fire over here
and
right
I was
now.
worried about...
you just dropped napalm
I
on the
told
party?
you to come back! I wanted you to use the next 10 feet you had to run back. You're directly below alchemist fire airburst.
Everybody make a dexterity
5
save.
feet left. Hold on. I was here. That's 1, 2, 3. I had 5 feet left,
okay.
and I just moved 1 back. Yeah.
We get our cover to dex saves, don't we?
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
Do I have to ask, do I have
29.
disadvantage because I'm directly underneath it, or is it normal?
It's just normal.
Okay. In the name of Lady Grey, in the name of Lady Grey, in the name of Lady Grey.
Everyone saves. As the fire rains down around you, you throw yourselves face down behind the stones, covering up with whatever you can. What fire hits you lands on the metal portions of your armor, and you are all undamaged. Adavi, one of them lands on your scales, but you don't have any feeling right there, so you're just like, eh.
Do the Kizrathi have to make these rolls as well, or are they just fireproof?
They do.
Okay, so while you're making those rolls, Dax just kind of stands there, kind of aghast at what he did. He looks down his hand, he looks up at the explosion, looks at the fire all over the place, the Kizrathi running around like flames on their back going, ah! And falling down dead. He looks over at Ollie. And he grins.
The 2 Kizrathi in the front failed their save, so they've lost 4 HP and 5 HP left and right. The one in the back made his save, and the one that's back here, this guy, was too far away.
Splat, I might need to talk to you about the next level I'll be taking. I think RP may have just changed it completely.
Yeah, you're gonna be a demolitionist now.
I'm gonna be finding one of those gunslinger classes with the tinkerers, and I'll be like, I have to try and make this work, even with my shitty int.
With my last 5 feet, I did close into melee against the closest Kizrathi.
Okay. Let me add Ollie to initiative. I actually forgot. So he's on 11 right now. So let me put him on the tracker. Oh, fuck. Mormon, your initiative was 4, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And then I will recycle that descending because we're at the top of the turn after Ollie does his thing. Ollie races forward and he says, Aedmon protects! And brings his hammer down on this one right here, the center one.
What happens with me? Did we all miss a turn because of
I think I might have missed you. So he deals 6 damage. Oh, I rolled the
missed
wrong
everyone.
thing.
Yeah, wait, what? Yeah, you've missed Mormon, you've missed Davy, you've missed Dax.
So Gray just did his thing. No, we just got
immediately
Mormon.
after me is Mormon. Yeah.
Yeah, and then but I skipped Ollie's turn, so Ollie's taking his right now. So we've got Ollie then Mormon.
Okay.
Ollie critically fails as he runs forward to take his swing.
Of course he does.
Every time, Ollie. Why?
And he falls
why
prone as he slips on some of the
Didn't he have advantage?
blood.
Hold on. Wait,
Didn't he have advantage?
Would Ollie have even gone out there? Because I mean, like his turn was before all that happened, right? So wouldn't those guys wouldn't have been there yet for him to attack because they didn't close up enough. And even if they were there because of whatever timing, wouldn't Dax have told him to hang back, knowing what the plan was?
Yeah, and if he's holding an action, he can't use an action to move and attack. He can only use an action to either dash or to attack. So you could shoot a pistol from cover.
He wasn't holding an action, as far as I know.
Yeah, but his action happened before all the stuff with explosives and the enemies moving forwards, is what Gray's saying.
I'm pretty sure that Dax had given Ollie inspiration earlier, too.
It can't fix a natty one.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's why I was just saying retcon. He would not have even gone out there because his turn was before the bad guys, and Dax would have warned him otherwise. As opposed to the one never happened because he never would have rolled. He just
I was playing it as
his
it
turn.
lies, where he was just taking his turn in sequence, basically, because it got forgot about. I'll let it hang for that turn right there, and we'll go over to Mormon.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Mormon, what do you want to do?
All right, after pausing for a moment and wiping a bit of fire off my chainmail, I'll go, well, that works, and then I'll run out after... How far can I go? I can get to... Yes, I can. I can get to there. I'm going to run here to the other side of the sky, and then I'll summon the Brine Blade.
Okay.
And take a swing at him.
All right,
this
go
time
for
it'll
it.
be the correct sword.
With advantage. 18 is a hit. Let me check his character sheet real fast for this type of Kizrathi. I got this custom thing that lets me make custom creatures, and I like it a lot.
This type of Kizrathi.
Yeah, there's different kinds. And of course, my hard drive's going to take as long. I'm just going to count it as a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. My hard drive's spinning up.
Can we please come across some Kizrathi that enjoy long walks on the beach instead of killing everything they see?
Oh, it's
that is 12 plus I can reroll one.
To settle down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every time I reroll a 2 into a 1, why does this happen? 11 damage.
11 damage.
Also the Brine Blade effect.
You barrel into this guy, and you hit him for 11 damage. He is severely wounded as you go shoulder charge him, and as he stumbles forward, you chop into his shoulder. He's going to make his save. He does not save, and so it opens up a gushing wound, which starts squirting black blood all over the place. He takes an additional 2 damage as he begins just spraying blood everywhere. That takes us to Davi. What do you want to do?
Okay. Are there rules against using magic into melee, or is that just a Shadowrun thing?
There
no rule against using range attack
fifth
into...
edition.
Yeah, there's no rule against
It's
that.
just
that was
if you're in
3.5.
melee.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Maybe
So it's just if you're in melee. Okay.
The
Then
general
I'm
house
going to-
rule is that if you get a 1, I think you have to roll again versus your ally. Well, that's what I think we were talking about a few episodes ago. But
Okay. Well, since I'm a spell sniper and these enemies can't take cover against my magic, I'm going to Chromatic Orb, and I'm going to, what's it called? Twin Spell. So I'm going to target 2 guys with Chromatic Orb. I'm going to go for this dude.
Okay.
And this dude.
Sniper.
What elements do you want?
Acid.
The range of your spells is like 240 feet half the time, isn't it?
180
it's insane.
spell.
Is it because it was 60 normally?
Something like that. And I think it was
90
90
normally to be 180.
Yeah, 90. Yeah. Me math's good.
Oh, that's a terrible roll. Attack roll 11.
You have
second
1d6,
guy?
but even then...
Attack roll 15.
Neither of those is going to be a hit, unfortunately.
Inspiration.
You can inspire whichever one you want, though, if you wanted to do that.
Sure.
You wanted to add that to the 15?
Sure.
And that was going to this guy right here?
Yes, sir.
That is a kill. Drop me that hammer.
Okay, well, seeing as Ollie and Dax are guarding this pile of rocks over here, I'm going to roll some orbs over their heads and yell, "You might want to duck!" And have them come down behind the rocks. One of them missing. Hopefully it doesn't hit Gray. And the other one's going to hit this wonderful beast between Mormon and Gray. And it's just going to remove the beast's legs all the way from the torso down. It's just sort of like a legless thing now on the floor. And
he screeches and flips backwards as your acid ball blows the legs out from under him and dissolves him instantly. A spattering of blood flies all over Mormon. Sure, because he's more fun to be exasperated. And the creature is dead.
Good times.
That takes us to Dax.
Well, I've kind of revealed myself now by doing an... Is it an attack for using it on an object? I assume so. So I've revealed myself. Oh. I stealth.
Wait. Oh, no.
20 stealth.
Okay.
Pretty good.
And then I jump out here from stealth, use my rapier, stab for the first guy, and press the button.
Okay. Roll me an attack.
Did he know I was there after I stealthed?
No.
Okay, so
you'll have advantage.
Yeah. Uh, 19.
19's a hit. Roll me some damage.
6.
Okay, and then roll the fire damage on it.
How much is fire damage?
I think it was 2d6.
Okay. Roll 2d6. And that goes out in a line for... Well, how long was it? 15, 30, 30? Can't remember.
I think it was 15.
Okay. So the first one takes 2 points, and the second one takes...
Much better.
10. Does the first one look like he's pretty badly hurt? Is he a big Kizrathi is what I'm saying? Is he a small or big one?
Yeah, he's one of the big ones. He took 8 damage. He's still up, but he's pretty badly wounded.
In which case, I Fury the Small him.
Okay. That's going to be 3 damage or 4 damage?
4 more damage, as I stab him repeatedly in the groin, because that's where I can hit, and I also unleash the fire into the groin.
Oh, God.
He is still up. And you managed to miss with the fire. It doesn't do that much damage, but going between his legs, it catches the other guy full blast for 10 damage. They are both really hurt.
Technically, Fury the Small can be used on any attack. Can it be used on the fire so that it spreads to the second guy as well?
No.
Okay.
That's going to take us to Ollie's turn.
I would have to
Ollie
choose that. Yeah.
Ollie took a cue, seeing you charge in, and he's going to go in right now. He's going to swing for the fences on this guy. That's a 13. Did he have inspiration?
Ollie, yep.
Okay, he's going to use the inspiration to see what he can do here, but shit. He rolls a 1 with 14. He misses, unfortunately. The guy is moving around on fire, like waving his arms around, and he's actually a bit more squiggly and hard to hit than you would think, which brings us to the Kizrathi. The Kizrathi.
Let's see what they do.
A few more come in from the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then this one's going to move up and engage Gray, and he's going to swing with his black iron axe. 23.
That's a hit, sir.
Okay. So here we go. I think that's going to be plus. Let me make sure real fast. Check that character sheet one more time. Doop 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 doop. Doop 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 doop.
Yeah, it's when you damage a creature. It's not the attack. It's the single damage to a creature, so...
That's going to be an 11 damage hit, and that's going to be slashing.
What's this one wielding?
He's got a two-handed axe.
Okay, and what do the average ones wield?
Just short swords. The ones with the shields and swords.
Gotcha. So 11, 8, take me 3, 5 off my actual HP. Ouchies. That is not fun. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome. That takes us to the archers. This archer is going to move to here and fire at Mormond.
Chat's raised a question. Is the alchemist fire on the ground impeding people's movement and stuff now? I don't know how that's been left around, because he did say it burns for a while.
No, not really.
Okay.
It came down kind of in like loose kind of flames that were just kind of globs falling on the ground. It's not going to be enough to impede movement.
Yeah.
The roof where you detonated it is definitely on fire right now and impeding movement. So it's just
Excuse me? Did you just say the roof is on fire?
Yeah, we don't need no water. That's going to be a 17. Mormon, is that a hit?
That would be... Is it a hit if it's the same as my AC?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a hit.
Oi!
Okay.
Leave my dwarf alone! I'm the only one that gets to cut that beard!
Wait, that sounded really not how I intended it, but either way, you miss.
Wow.
So you take 4.
No,
this one's going to move forward to here.
He doesn't get hit. I cutting words it.
Oh, you cutting words it. Okay, so nothing happens then. This guy's going to move to here and fire a couple shots at Ollie.
Ollie, oxen free.
First shot misses. Second shot misses. So that takes us back around the horn to Gray.
Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is cast. Where are you? Armor of Agathis.
Okay.
I'm then going to move to here. Sorry, to here, which is going to provoke an attack of opportunity from the guy that's in melee with me.
Okay.
Are you casting that 1 or 2nd level?
17. Is that a hit?
It says 2nd level. It's automatically as a warlock. It's always the highest one. That is not a hit because my AC is an 18.
Good.
Okay. Then that goes to. Then I'm going to go. Where's my character? So I moved 5 feet. That's 10, 15, 20, 25,
Very nice.
30. So that's going to provoke 2 more attacks of opportunity from melee characters and close me back into melee.
Okay. It's a 7, and that is a 14.
So I did not get to do the damage I wanted to, but I re-upped to my temp HP, so I'm still happy.
There you go. Mormond, what do you want to do?
I will... I will probably go give Ollie and Dex a hand.
Yeah, if you go there, you get advantage.
I move to here.
If you move another 10 feet to the side, you'll be in combat with both of them and giving them surround.
Will I be giving them both surround? It'll just be one, right?
No, there's 3 enemies in proximity, although surround sort of entails that you're alone, and there are 2 of them.
Yeah,
well, surround is separate thing than the
one
usual.
of them would be surrounded, the other one wouldn't. If you killed the one on the left, then the one on the right would be surrounded because we'd have 3 around him.
Yeah, well, if you can kill this guy,
Okay.
then you still have move. So if you kill him and you get a second attack, you can always continue moving.
He would be surrounded anyway because he's got 3 around him. We just kill the guy on the left.
Yeah.
I'll move up to this one and I'll try and...
Oh, so he took more
put a
damage.
sword through his back.
Advantage time.
Took more damage.
15, which is up to a 16 because of the bonus thing.
It is not a hit, though. He turns, and as you try to swing at him, he throws his shield back and blocks the blow and throws it to the side while continuing to face Ollie. Adavi, where you at, buddy?
Rude.
Wait, hold on. Does a 16 hit?
No.
Damn it.
Wait, what do you mean?
No, it
said
is a
that.
16 because of my +1.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard you say 15. Okay.
All right, I think last attack worked so well. I'm going to do it again.
Okay.
We're going to do the chromatic orb with acid using twin spells on this dude and this dude.
Sounds good.
Come on, good roll.
Does he have advantage on that attack roll because they're surrounded or no?
No, because I'm not part of the melee surround.
He's not part of the melee.
All right, first one missed, second one hit for 7 damage.
Okay, and so the second one went to this guy?
The other guy.
This guy. Okay, that is a kill. Drop that hammer for me.
Oh, well, since I have to lob it over Ollie, and I don't want Ollie to get hit, I'm going to make sure that this comes down, just, floating out of the sky just a little bit, comes down right on top of the thing's head and just sort of melts him down in like 2 or 3 seconds. Right through his head, his brain, his shoulders, everything.
So
The body
like
just
his
crumples
eyes
underneath.
melt and come out of his sockets?
Yeah, but by the time they're coming out of the sockets, they're melting too.
Hmm.
At the top of this turn, you hear... Boom.
Wait, Daffy was the top of the turn.
I know, I forgot.
Okay.
Boom. And you hear a vague whisper. The only person that can understand it through their language, though, is Daleric. Gray, you hear the word Armok start to pass through the crowd.
No!
Angela at Tanagra.
They have a cave troll.
Am I allowed to say something or no?
Sure.
Dax, do you have any more of that?
Ollie?
Does Ollie say anything?
Several more, but we'll need it for the columns.
Well, we have company.
The illusion reappears. Boom. Right in the middle of you. I have made adjustments. Draining the final energy. Boom. Disappears, and you see runes light up behind you. On the door.
Should we duck?
Ollie says, "It might be well advised," and hits the deck when he sees the runes turning on. The room starts to be strafed with essentially searing rays that cross over and start slashing the Kisrathi piece by piece. This one's gone. This one's gone. This one's next to Gray, so he doesn't get hit. This one's gone. And you hear ka-clunk behind you, Adavi, and the door starts to creak open. The illusion appears one more time and goes, "Inside. Armok has awakened. We've little time. I was unaware of this constituency."
I stab the guy next to me so that we can get away.
Go for it.
I shout to the thing, "I appreciate the help."
20.
Don't even need to roll damage. He's on 1. Oof. Drop that hammer for me.
As he turns around to see the hologram right next to him, I, do a little running jump, and I land on his back, and two-handed, with a rapier, slam it in through the back of his, skull, and it comes out his mouth.
Okay.
Nice.
He slumps to the ground with a heavy thud. Do you all want to leg it? Or what do you want to do? The gate is opening slowly.
Hey, Gray, you're really keen to be in that gate.
You already got rid of the gate, lady. You take off running. Gray, do you just eat the attack of opportunity?
Yeah, that is definitely the plan. Is it my? Yeah, it is my turn now. Oh, it's Ollie's turn first, right?
Yeah, but he's taking off towards the gate. I'm going to assume at this point we're in pseudo combat. We're not actually in real combat. It's just flowing now.
Can I grab Gray and move him 5 feet outside before his turn happens?
No. I mean, I don't mind taking the attack of opportunity. That's fine. The bad guys were before me, so I didn't know if they were concerned.
If it happens before your turn, he takes reaction damage from hitting you.
Either way, he takes damage for hitting me when with my armor. So,
okay.
was to say, just the bad guys are before me. Is it safe? Do we have to worry about any more closing into melee splat, or is it pretty much going to stay this layout?
Yeah, there's arrows flying, and you've got about 30 feet in between you.
Okay, I'm going to hold my turn until the rest of the party goes, but as soon as, Mormon, Nadavi, and Dax take their turns, then I'm going to pull out afterwards. But I want to wait until I'm the last one.
Weren't we meant to be putting dynamite on the columns?
I look at Ollie.
Lost cause now. You see as they start to swirl around the columns, both at the top and the bottom.
Can we see Armok
As you look over through the mouth, you see a huge arm start to press his way through the mouth of the cave and try to squeeze his body through the hole.
Ollie, on second thoughts about those columns, I think that maybe we should keep the dynamite for another occasion, and it might be best to run! I'm gonna leg it.
I'm in agreement as he clods along behind you.
So after everybody starts making their way, then I will move and take the attack of opportunity, please.
Okay. As you try and disengage from this individual, he's going to take a swipe at you.
I'm going to double move, so let him.
It's a 22, which is a hit.
Go ahead.
That's going to be 7, a weak hit, a real weak hit.
Yep.
And then he takes 5 from
10,
the armor.
10 points of damage.
As his axe impacts with your body, frost runs up the haft and across his arms, and he goes, "Ah!" as it starts to engulf his face. You don't see much more as you turn around and run.
Okay, awesome.
I look back out of interest. I really don't know what happened to that individual. I haven't seen this happen with Gray before.
He's struggling against the ice right now, stuck in that position. He's crunching his arms inwards, and you can hear the cracking of ice. He's still up, but it slowed him down.
I vicious mockery him out of interest.
Okay.
I want to know how much damage like this is doing, because in character I don't know that it did 10.
Hey,
2 more damage.
are you glitching? Because you look like you're frozen.
He takes 2 more damage, but he's still standing as you all haul ass towards the gate. Tucking inside, you hear arrows tink, 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 tink off the outside of the gate. And the moment you squeeze through, the last of you, the door goes clum and closes back down.
Before we get in.
You can't reach it.
He has to be on my shoulders.
Right.
Yep.
Hup.
Grab the stone.
I don't know. So, this sounds like a good idea. Does this look like I think I can make it?
You can if you want to make the athletics and the acrobatics checks. The archers are going to be firing at you while you do this, though.
I'm not worried about the archers, but timing-wise, does this look like we'd be able to do it?
You could do it with some good rolls.
Okay.
I mean, I can help Dax, too.
I don't like that caveat, but all right, I'll make the athletics check.
Okay.
I will be guiding Gray. Gray's got 17.
All right. With a 17 athletics, Dax, you're barely able to climb up over him, but he grabs you and throws you onto his shoulders. You grab the stone right as 4 arrows are fired. Those are all going to have a +4. So there's an 18 and a 23 in there.
So they'll both hit me?
Yeah.
Not aiming at me.
It's 11 in total, Gray, as a couple of arrows begin to feather your back as you lift him up.
Okay.
But you do have the capstone now.
What were the attack rolls?
23 and an 18.
The 18, I would like to cunning words.
Okay, make me another acrobatics check because you're casting while trying to maintain your balance.
Don't even worry about.
It's
don't
not
even
even
worry
casting.
about
It's
it.
not even cast. It's literally like I just say something. Like it's not even a cast.
You're still gonna do it.
Okay.
Don't even worry about it.
I'm gonna do it.
Think of it. It's -6. I think -6. Oh. Oh.
You can choose to fall, or you can choose to not get the cast off as you steady yourself.
I still maintain that it's just a very simple couple of words, so I would think that's perfectly fine, and I would look over and I'd be like,
You could hit the broadside of a but.
I look behind me at the door and go,
Maybe you could hit that.
and I reduce it by 1d6.
Well, one is
Okay.
enough. One is enough to do it. So.
Oh, okay.
You fall from his shoulders as you do this. Roll me a d6. You bump your head for 4 damage as you hit the ground.
Bludgeoning?
Bludgeoning.
Concerned about timing, I'm going to grab Dax off the ground like an impertinent child by the top of his shirt and by the seat of his pants and literally hurl him through the doors to make sure he gets through with that stone before I turn and go in as well, hopefully with enough time to get in.
Boom. The door closes behind you and you hear once again, whoots, as discharges of energy are clearly coming from the opposite side of the door and it clears out the invaders. And with that, you find yourself inside of a massive temple complex made purely of white alabaster. And that's where we end the episode.
Oh my God, Dax, you just scared the living shit. I thought I was going to have to die just to get you through that door. I was like, I can take the hit. I can take the hit.
Yeah,
Don't
I wouldn't
worry
know that
about
from
it.
Gray, and Gray wouldn't have a chance to say that before I do my reaction, so...
So the damage that they did was 3, which was ignored, which is the first attack, which is what you did, and then the second damage was the 10. So, okay, cool.
Yep.
I applied it correctly.
Cool. Thank you for joining us for Roll4It D&D. It was a lot of fun this week, looking to see what trouble they get into next week as this chapter of the story comes to a close. The big one is going to be next time. Big one's going to be in next episode, so don't miss it. Aside from that,
on next week though for Friday?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, what's
is
going
Mormon's
on?
gonna be here?
What's going on, Mr. Bentham? Tell us.
Yeah, Yeah.
Maybe.
Is there like IRL stuff going on?
No, we can't have a maybe. The problem is last week's maybe turned into like an hour and a half or 2.5 hours of like no Mormon. And it's like 3.5.
That's fine. But I'm not going to fight the boss without Mormon at my side. I need this dwarf with me.
Watch the Twitter. We'll let you know. Bentham's got his dissertation due next week, which is we don't want him to fail out of college or anything on account of swinging a fake sword in an RPG. So anyways, pay attention to the Twitter. We'll announce it once we come to a conclusion and we figure it out. Enter Elysium. Where can we find you?
Okay. By the way, we'll be reading out tips in a second after we do this. So if you want to get your tips in, now's the chance. I'm Enter Elysium. You can catch me over at youtube.com/Enter Elysium, where I post 2 videos a day. Currently doing Stellaris, currently doing Dawn of War, a couple of other things. You can also catch me at twitch.tv/Enter Elysium, where I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the afternoon, British, and in the evening on Saturday, and streaming some fun stuff over there, including Domino with Twitch integration, which is all kinds of fun.
It is.
Yeah, it is. It is a lot of fun. I get people killed a lot. And also Twitter, which is, Enter Elysium. Shen, what are you up to?
Well, hi. My name's Shen. You can find me at youtube.com/Shenru2. 7,000 something videos there. You can watch at your leisure. And twitch.tv/Shenru, where I play video games every day of the week, except Saturdays and Fridays because of Roll4It. And we'll be playing a whole bunch of Stellaris lately. I'm addicted. I'm loving the Unity pack. It's fantastic. But also still doing Mass Effect. And I do have a Crusader Kings 2 session to finish up soon. What about Senor Daleric? What are you up to?
Let's see. Wednesdays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find me over at twitch.tv/Lost Initiative Show, where I hang out with some cool peeps, including Mathis Games, one of my oldest friends, as we play Dungeons & Dragons and Star Wars, respectively. I'm sorry that we canceled last night, but I actually lost my voice, and I didn't want to have it hurt for today, because I didn't want to have, Splat and EE throwing, like, eggs at my house or something, because I lost my voice. And then on Fridays, obviously, you have me here, but starting literally tonight, I go live 2 hours after this show ends. I go live with an Eberron show over on twitch.tv/DaleRickMaster, where I have a group of friends, people I know IRL, and we have some fun, play some Eberron. It's going to be interesting. It is literally my favorite world in the Dungeons and Dragons multiverse. So yeah, funsies. Oh, Twitter, my name, because that's a thing. And Splat. No, Mormon, Bentham.
Yes, I am Bentham, and on YouTube I am Mangleport Gaming, just to confuse you, keep you on your toes. And I play lots of Factorio. The new Factorio 0.15 update came out a couple of days ago. There's also cool new stuff like nuclear power and crazy things like that. And I made a video covering all that stuff. And then maybe I'll make more videos. I don't know. As mentioned, I'm going to be very busy very soon again. Also got some Kingdoms and Castles videos coming up. I've actually got some recorded and everything, so I can actually guarantee videos are coming out, which is always nice. And just started a new series where I'm playing Talisman with Avak, Metazoline, and Lady Shelab, so that's cool. And I make the same Cave Troll reference at some point in that as well. So that may be cheating, but it's fine. That's pretty much all I'm doing. So what about our good GM Splattercat?
I'm currently up on youtube.com/SplatterCatGaming, Twitch TV/SplatterCatGaming. On Twitch TV, I'm playing a lot of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. And then on YouTube, I play a little bit of everything. If you like indie games, you should definitely check in, because that's what I do. I show you cool indie games every single day. A little bit of Kindergarten, a little bit of Wendigo going on. I mean, it changes up every single day, so make sure you check in. Other than that, it's time for that tip reading, I think. Tip reading. Read my tip.
Just the tip?
Yeah.
So today's tips. We didn't get any tips today.
Aw.
Well, they were all doing bits, weren't they? Because today's the day to do bits.
I got a tip for you. Don't play in traffic.
I got a tip. Don't cast fire spells in a room covered with oil.
Oh, come on!
Come on.
I would say that would be an epic burn.
Oh,
Bit too close to the bone.
oh, come on.
Speaking of, always make sure to fully open the oven door when getting pizza out, as I learned yesterday.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yep.
What happened?
It's you probably can't see it, but there's a lovely triangle of burn here. That's
Just
fun.
about to see it.
Wait, what did you do?
I didn't open the oven door fully, and then as I was pulling the pizza out, I just went and put my hand on the back of the door like an idiot.
That's why you always use a towel, so the towel drapes.
Yeah, see, I did that before. Like, I got some oven gloves, and I went to get like an oven tray out, and I pulled the oven tray out, and as I pulled it back, I pushed it into the inside of my wrist, which wasn't covered by an oven glove, and I got lovely burns on both sides. I was like, that was clever.
Bashing burns, those are always fun. Good stuff.
Yeah,
good stuff.
All right, well, as always, you can check us out on the subreddit, reddit.com/r-roll4it. You can talk about everything going on there. You should also check out the Twitter. It's twitter.com/roll4it. And then on top of that, we've got the Wikia, which is pretty sick. Lots of cool stuff that you can check out. Did I forget anything, EE?
No, you got it all.
All right. Patreon, too. We definitely have a Patreon, and I should have the VODs going out later this evening. And with that, D&D is out. We will see you all on Sunday for some Shadowrun action. Bye, everybody.
Take care.
Did you guys chilling with a dragon or something?
Mm-hmm. Kicking it.
Yeah, something like that.